ruin a woman's life with this one weird trick. Sociopathy. Howdy ho, and welcome back to Whole Chat, a girl love and boy love podcast that just loves mess. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me today is someone who has oft been referred to as a petty Betty, Keelz.
Didn't know it was a petty Betty.
You are a petty Betty, girl. Come on. Really?
No, I'm not really surprised. I'm just playing it up. Playing it up so I could then lead into a more petty thing.
We legitimately just watched a podcast that was reading Reddit stories, and it's all about revenge, and both Keelz and I were like, they're justified. Go off, king. Go off, queen. Do what you need to do.
Honestly, what they did was deserved.
I do. Yeah.
I know everyone was like, being like, oh man, you shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, they've tried everything else. It's time to take the petty route.
Go scorched earth. Yeah.
Like, it sucks. Well, that's how it is sometimes.
Yes, I pass on good thoughts in all respect, and I want this for you, and I'm genuinely happy for you if you have a completely normal family dynamic with there's a regular amounts of ups and downs and weird relatives and stuff like that, or that you haven't been terribly bullied, or that you don't have anybody in your life that makes you want to run into traffic. If that's not in your life, great, and I want that to continue to be a thing, but it's not like that for me and Keelz. And so revenge sometimes sounds great.
And petty revenge. I'm not talking like, I'm gonna kill him.
No.
We're talking like, I'm gonna oversalt his food.
Yeah, we don't want to John Wick it. We just want to make your day worse. Does that make me sound crazy? Maybe. I don't know. I have feelings.
I think the way you phrased it made it worse. I think just saying we want to oversalt someone's food sounds more sane.
Yeah,
or like, you know, someone comes in and their name's like Catherine and they're real cunt, so you spell it Cunthrin.
Yeah, or pretend that I've never heard the name Catherine before, and so I pronounce it differently each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katrine?
Katarina?
Ooh, Katarina.
Yeah. That sort of thing. Well, speaking of being heinous to people, on big and small scale, this is the second episode of Yuri Month, and guess fucking what? Shit's crazy again.
Yes?
Ghost of Greywoods was crazy. This one's also crazy. Everything I have to yap about today is a psychological mess.
I don't think we're gonna get many calm Yuris. Like, everyone's ready for toxic Yuri. Everyone's ready for fucked up Yuri. And I'm over here like, I don't know. You ever play that game Unpacking? It ends in Yuri. Can I please have something like that?
I'm definitely ready for mythological creature meets a woman and they fall in love and then fuck nasty. I think I want the fuck nasty part of the Yuri, but I want it to be done with like something kind of normal. They're both college students and one of them almost loses their scholarship, and so they're having to work through that. Like, we don't have to always go for high stakes drama with murder in it.
Or I would love a Yuri like, hey, put some high stakes in it, but it's not in the Yuri. Oh, this girl was sacrificed to dragons. Turns out the dragon's a hot mama.
Yes.
And she's like, hey, I'm going to help you go get revenge on the humans that tried to sacrifice you and try to woo you.
Yeah.
Give me that.
It makes me nostalgic for the one that we did, like Keeper of the Foxmead or whatever.
That one was so cool.
That one was so refreshing because it was spooky and it had some high stakes, but it wasn't toxic.
Yeah.
Nobody was toxic. And that, like, I think that's what it is. The toxicity is high. And yeah, this is what today's going to be about, is toxic mess. It's toxicity time. I'm so sorry, that's what I have. But it was really good.
At least it's written well. Like, look, at least it's written well.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming if you're telling me about it, I've got spoilers. Probably no one dies in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, I feel like we have both gotten to a point where we're like, it's not that we hate toxic Yuri, but can we stop having the Yuri die?
Yeah, no, the Yuri lives. There's somebody that died earlier you'll probably figure it out. But everybody that's died like in the past, like parents and other people have died.
Look,
but
it's
nothing
okay
current.
if there's past deaths.
But not active death.
I don't know. I don't want... No, there can be active death. I just don't want my Yuri to die.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Yuri, and if you make me fall in love with two psychotic bitches and then kill them in the end, why the fuck did I read this?
Right. Psychotic bitches deserve love in life as well.
Yes.
You might change your mind on that in a second, but specifically today we're going to chat about Serenade, a 2016 manhwa by Keum Kyesoo. It's about a young woman navigating young adulthood, music school, and a secret third thing, all while falling in love with her professor. Mess.
A secret third thing.
Instantly mess.
And there's already mess in there. So it's
like,
oof.
It's already messy. This is the nicest way I can describe this comic. Sometimes a meme where people poorly describe a video game in like a sentence or something like that. That's what it feels like I just did. Because those are all things happening, but there's a lot more.
Yeah.
Tip of the iceberg.
Mean animals pick on cancer patient. Sonic.
Right. Exactly. I will also have to say that this was a winner of a Leizen competition.
Oh, that's cool.
So they ran several competitions. They don't think they run anything anymore now. But Killing Stalking was a winner of one of their competitions, and that's how it came to be on Leizen. This one also won a competition, but it is also currently not available on Leizen anymore. The contract expired for it, and that's weird for a competition winner on Leizen. Since this was in 2016, and it ran until, because there's like 80-something chapters, it ran at least 2 years on Leizen. That would put it right up there with What Does the Fox Say and Kingsmaker as potentially having been a part of the Leizen strike during that time. So my theory is they had a contract term. They were supposed to redo the contract term, but because of the Leizen strike, the author said, fuck it, I'm done, and didn't renew. Because there are several other comics, if you notice, between the 2016-2020 area, that if they were on Leizen and doing really well and super popular and they got cut, or the extras didn't finish out, or something weird like that happened. I believe Blood Bank, that same thing happened to Blood Bank as well. If you notice that, it probably had to do with the Leizen strike. Sorry. This is another one. I'm pretty sure this is another one. Because that's crazy to get rid of one of your flagship titles and never renew it. And there's no book for it either.
Yeah.
So, my bad. I didn't realize this one wasn't still regularly available. But it's really good, and it's everywhere. So you can still pick it up and read it if you search for it.
Okay.
And it is a good story. I wouldn't be here telling you about it if it wasn't a good, interesting story. And if I didn't think it, wasn't worth hearing about, right? Other thing, warning, because I do have to talk about some very dubious situations a couple times in here. And I'm warning you now before if you're thinking, oh, let me log off here and go read the story, at least jump to the end of this podcast and listen for the trigger warnings, because as much as I like this one, there's some bombs in here. There's some fucky ducky little things that go on in here. So be cautious. We're also going to talk about violence. So if violence in very, very dubious sexual situations are not your thing, skedaddle. Next week, I promise, I will be doing something significantly chiller. Like on the opposite side of the world from what we're doing today. Okay?
You already have one planned?
Yes, because I needed a break. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. March 2nd, 2016 is where our story kicks off. After a rather ominous bit of narration that goes, whenever I play this song, I feel like I'm back to the time where I didn't know anything. We're then introduced to our main character, Heo Yeonju. She's 21, fresh-faced, and excited to be starting her college career as a pianist at the OO Institute of Fine Arts. Even better, her unnie, Hee-Eun, also attends this prestigious college. She meets Hee-Eun at the campus cafe, and they take some time to catch up. It's been 3 years since they last met up, and there are quite a few things to talk about, though they mostly focus on how Yeonju's faring so far. Like, with her gap year and her family's financial situation and all that. There's a lot going on in her life. It's a big deal for her to be here now. Mm-hmm. But things are going great. Yeonju's even already made a few friends who are starting college late, just like her. Mm-hmm. Really, All that's left is for her to be paired up with an advisor, and she'll be all set for a great freshman year. Because, like, in this case, each student is paired up with a professor for private lessons or one-on-one advising. Mm-hmm. And that's typical in certain artistic situations. We didn't do that consistently in art school.
We kind of had that in watercolor.
But not in the same level. Like, this is actually like you have one-on-one time with your professor, like, several times a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I believe the music college that was attached to our school also did some of this, but I think you had to be, like, year 3 or 4 to get that.
Yeah.
Whereas this is year 1, there's somebody coaching you.
Yeah, no, we didn't get it year 1, but, like, year 2 or 3, depending on when you entered studio.
Yeah.
You basically got that.
And that's if you entered a more put together studio. Because studio, in my major, was like, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. Figure it out, idiot.
We were a very small program, and our teacher was very dedicated, and then she had 2 other teachers, not TAs, just other teachers who were super dedicated as well. So I think that made all the difference.
Yeah, so I know not everybody is, like, familiar with the situation, but this is how they're setting it up, is that she's supposed to have somebody that she relies on consistently, and that'll likely be her advisor for the entire time that she's there, so for the full 3 or 4 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's, like, right away, like, first year. But, like, also cool.
It makes sense, especially for, like, piano or certain instrument stuff.
I think it makes sense for a lot of courses. I think there'd be a benefit if, like, in certain art courses you had, like, studio time with teachers and you were expected a certain amount each year. Like, maybe, like, they ease you into it. Like, hey, you get 10 hours freshman year.
Right.
Sophomore year, you get 15.
I mean, it would be a benefit if they paid teachers more.
That too.
And also increase how many teachers were on campus. Both of those things. Mm-hmm. And then allowed them to not have to do insane other bullshit that has nothing to do with what they want to do so that they can have this one-on-one time with kids. But, you know, whatever. Point is.
Yeah.
This is what Yeonju is waiting for, is to figure out who's going to be that person for her. Mm-hmm. Hee-Eun, very earnestly, wishes Yeonju and her friends luck with their advisors, which is such a nice sentiment from a sunbae. Yeonju smiles and thanks her, equally as earnestly, capping off a picturesque sunbae, hubei kind of moment. Mm-hmm. And then Yeonju asks a question about a specific advisor, Professor Seo. Hee-Eun's face changes at the mere mention of this person, her expression becoming intense and suspicious. Yeonju, seemingly oblivious to this change, explains, via flashback, how she came to know of Seo. So we're going to pause, and I'm going to show you some of the pictures I have, because I at least have to show you Hee-Eun's face, because that's the most important part here.
Okay.
So, Yeonju, very typical. She's 21, by the way.
Yeonju, typical cute young lady.
Super normal. This is Park Hee-Eun.
Mm-hmm. Park Hee-Eun.
Yeah. And then
is she like is she the upperclassman
She's
too?
the upperclassman, yeah. They've known each other from, like, some sort of academy they went to before they both went off to college. And so she's super normal. She looks kind of like the typical Korean pretty girl, long hair, bright. Yes, very princessy. Mm-hmm. And is like, yeah, go get it, girl. You're gonna be great. And then this.
Oh, now she's the girl from The Well.
Yeah. And
the little cutie pie brown haired girl didn't notice?
No.
What's her name again? The brown haired girl?
Yeonju.
So Yeonju didn't notice this.
No.
Oh, girl, you from the country? You know, sometimes, and I mean this, you look at a character and you're like, they're really sweet. And when they miss a beige flag or a red flag, you're like, oh no, they need a certain friend. Mm-hmm. They need the friend who's been through it all, who can be like, girl, run. Mm-hmm. Don't walk. Run away from that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what her face is doing. That's great.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous.
Yeah, so Yeonju doesn't notice that at all. And it's just like, let me explain how I came to know about the teacher and blah, blah, blah. And so we're then introduced to the 2 friends that she made. So earlier that afternoon, she and her 2 new friends, Yeji and Changmin, were waiting around for the announcement of their advisor assignments, only to discover that they'd been delayed. Yeji in particular is nervous, Changmin less so, and then Yeonju is just happy to be here. So,
okay.
Yeji's like, oh my god, I can't believe they're pushing this back. This is crazy. They said it was going to be at this time, and now it's, 2 hours later. We already showed up early, and what are they doing to us?
That would be super stressful for me
Yeah.
as someone who's like, I've been through all this like at baby levels. One time it was a crazy level because like I had a studio day and I had to report my artwork for midterms, right? And I had a seizure on the way to school.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I had to pull off the side of the highway and have a seizure. And so I was late. And then I was like, I'm so sorry, I had a seizure. And, like, I looked like I had a seizure because the teacher had seen me have seizures before. And they were just like, you can go home. You will do your midterms tomorrow. You can go home. And I was like, cool. And I slept in my car because I was too weak to go home.
I get it, too. Because just sometimes...
Yeah.
I just need to know. You just need to know.
Mine was an extreme version, but everyone has this, like, everyone's going to have this one test or this one thing you need to do for school that doesn't get done right and you panic.
Or you're like me and you just have anxiety and everything makes you nervous. And so, So I understand Yeji 100% on this. But it is just so funny that when she and Changmin are like, well, hey, Yeonju, are you okay? Because you were really excited to be at the school. And she's like, yeah, just excited to be here.
Yeah.
Love that I'm here. Yeji does explain just why she's so antsy to know which professor will be guiding her for the next few years. See, there's a professor that is so cool and talented that she became a professor at 30. She also has a long decorated history as a professional pianist. And, rumor has it, that she's exceedingly hot to boot.
Okay, so she's letting all her lesbian out right now.
It's crazy because she as far as we know, is not a lesbian. But she just
is like, I heard she's hot and I want to see it.
Yeah, she's like, I heard she's hot and I want to see it. And, like, women love her, men want to be her kind of hot. And she, in part, is why Yeji enrolled at this college. Just for the chance of being mentored by this, like, famed hot woman.
Huh.
And so she explained several times, she's like, isn't it important that she's hot? Telling Changmin specifically, like, she's hot and she's hotter than you.
What the fuck?
Aren't you jealous that she's hotter than you?
Why is she saying that to this person?
And Changmin will be like, what's a big deal about, like, a hot butch woman? I don't understand. And Yeji's like, oh, you're such an idiot. It's like a girl crush thing. You don't understand.
Gosh, that's funny.
She's so weird about it. And then, like, so too, like, the Professor Seo, she is super well known in the piano world, pianist world.
Piano world, I don't know.
Black and white key world. Because he also...
Ebony and ivory. That world.
This isn't our wedding.
Well, the keys.
I know.
They're okay.
But Changmin also knows who she is. And it seems like a lot of other students are also aware because she does have this, like, huge reputation behind her and stuff like that. But as they're continuing to talk about her, then she shows up. There she is.
Oh.
Professor Seo appears, cutting through a crowd of entranced female onlookers.
Is Crazy Girl still making crazy face?
Well, we did a flashback.
Oh,
back to earlier in the afternoon, yeah. So she cuts through a crowd of entranced female onlookers, smartly dressed and seemingly unaware of the ruckus she's causing. While Yeji and Changmin continue to bicker, Yeonju gazes at the professor, captivated. If you know, you know.
Oh, girl.
This is, truthfully, the softest, am I gay? ? Because you really don't know about Yeonju at the beginning. But these are not super great shots of Yeji and Changmin. And then this is the professor. And before you let it out of your little mouth, I'm going to tell you right now, I have some issues with this art style. And so I do not think the professor looks that great, but I get in universe what she's supposed to. She does be dressing. I will give her that. She puts together some amazing outfits. But I'm just like, she's okay.
No, I get it. Like, I will say for those out there who are into this type of woman, I would say she kind of looks like Haruka from Sailor Moon.
She does, but not enough for me to, like, it doesn't quite hit like Haruka.
It doesn't hit like Haruka.
But that is what they're going for.
But that's what they're going for.
Yes, you can tell they're going for Haruka.
That's the only reason I brought it up. I'm like, yeah, that's what they're going for. I don't think it quite works. But, like, you've already told me, the issues you have with this style, and I have maybe issues with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Though honestly, I'm just like anything over like what other stuff has come. What was the thing we were talking about? That were like, can we please stop having? Like it was like they keep making the same male leads.
Oh yeah, side note, I started reading a Boy Lover the other day, and the male lead looked like he was plucked straight from one of those like Josei manhwas. It looked exactly like somebody that Keelz has shown me before, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy, and why is he also in this? And it's not that they all just have black hair and like a sharp chin. They all really do look like somebody took the same face and just like stretched or scrunched it a little bit in Photoshop. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
we're starting to see that a lot.
There's a lot of same face.
Yeah, so while this one I wouldn't say is as polished as some other comics, it's fine. Like, honestly, I like it more than you, I think, because I'm like, this is great.
I will say the polish comes through in other ways, and so it just isn't my aesthetic, but I do think the art is good, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And, like, as someone who, like, you know how mean I was to the girl in the Maid series I like.
Yeah, in Made in Heaven, yeah.
Yeah. I hate her.
Yeah.
Love the series. You can hate the art, you can hate the design of a character, but love the stuff.
Yeah. But okay, so this is how Yeonju has come to see Professor Seo for the first time. And so this is why she had to ask her sweet unnie about her. Like, Professor Seo's reputation does precede her, and someone that awesome would be great to learn from, right? Hee-Eun, however, seems less than impressed by this prestigious professor, and rather than sing her praises, suggests that the other professors at the school are just as good. But she does it in the way that she's like, what, do you think she's the only good person here? You think that everybody else here sucks? And that was your first...
Like, trying to put her, like, how... I'm trying to blame you for something that's a non-problem.
Yeah, so the first time you're nervous about Hee-Eun is the look. The second time you're getting nervous about her is right here, because she also doesn't stop having the look.
No.
While she explains this.
Yeah. Like, if someone has that kind of look, I would either be like, did that teacher hurt you? Or it would be like, are you going to hurt that teacher?
Right.
You
Somebody's getting hurt.
So there's going to be harm.
Somebody's getting hurt. So she just tells her, like, there's other good teachers here, so Yeonju shouldn't be so set on getting that particular advisor. And then she conspirationally gives Yeonju some important, lesser-known information about Professor Seo. Which you don't get to know right away. Because that's one thing I will say about this comic, is they'll tease you with some information and be like, oops, there's something else to talk about. And it drives me crazy. Because they do it a lot at the beginning. They do it less as it goes on. But they really purposefully destabilize you as you're reading this comic. You don't get to feel comfort or safe for a bit of time. So, instead of jumping to whatever she said, we instead follow Yeonju later that afternoon as she searches for her advisor's room. She passes by the TA's desk. His name is Hong, who'll be very important later, so we're going to tell you right now. The TA is the same TA mentioned every time. It's the same guy.
Hong?
Yeah, Hong.
Hong.
Yes. So she passed by the TA's desk to get the room number, and then we switch perspectives again. Professor Seo stands in her office, staring out the window and smoking a cigarette as a student plays piano behind her. Said student is Little Miss Hee-Eun, and she chats with the professor in a way that suggests they've had a decently intimate relationship. When I say intimate, I mean like close. Not fucking. I mean like we've known each other for a long time.
Who has?
Hee-Eun and the professor.
Hee-Eun's not the professor?
No, that's the
crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Hee-Eun,
yeah.
Crazy girl.
Hee-Eun is crazy girl. Okay.
Yes. Yeonju, main character, sweet, doesn't know that anything bad is happening.
Okay.
Professor Seo, that is super hot lady.
All right. Got it.
Hot lady, crazy face, innocent bean.
I've lost it because we've stuck here too long, but
okay,
we'll get it again later.
Yes. So the way that Hee-Eun is talking to the professor, it gives you a feeling like we've known each other for a long time. We're having conversations about things that have happened outside of school, whatever.
All right.
Which is, of course, interesting because Hee-Eun was just giving attitude about the professor.
Like,
but then,
she sucks, actually.
Right, but then here she is, yeah. Hee-Eun testily asks if Seo is taking on a student this year. Yes, one. And if so, who? Professor Seo initially responds that she requested literally anyone, which causes Hee-Eun to cease playing and pull back from the piano. There's an odd tense silence before Seo clarifies that she asked for a male student, followed by Hee-Eun weirdly bringing up how popular Seo is and how does that make you feel? Like, oh, all the girls really like you right now. How does that make you feel?
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Hee-Eun is definitely giving off some yellow flag energy right now, the way she's talking. In this context, I personally believe she's a red flag early. But you give me the eyes, red flag.
Yeah, no, like, there's a certain face that people will make, and it's a red flag. Like, everyone's seen a look on a Karen before they Karen out.
Mm-hmm.
So...
that's what it is.
This is pretty much like, oh, this girl about to drop it.
It's a little bit, what is that, like, my kids are listening to Kids Bop right now? That lady? Mm-hmm. It's giving that.
Like, she looks like a cunt. Probably acts like a cunt. Hell, she quacks like a cunt. We call it a duck, you know?
Yes. Yeah. So, they're having this weird ass conversation, this weird back and forth of like, girls like you, how does that make you feel? Do you have any students? Blah, blah, blah. Their weird ass conversation is interrupted by Mr. Hong. He's brought the new student because a poor dear got lost on her way. And then Yeonju enters.
Aha.
Seo and Hee-Eun's eyes widen in shock, and a couple of other icky feelings as they behold her. Yeonju, completely oblivious, is a mix of excited and surprise, because with the way Hee-Eun was speaking earlier, she certainly didn't expect to see her here. Because Hee-Eun said that Professor Seo had a bad attitude and a worse reputation, and would ruin a student's day if they made a mistake, and also she's a shifty little lesbian.
Oh, she just flat out outed her like that?
Yeah, an insane thing to say to somebody.
An insane thing, given that I already know Hee-Eun is a shifty little lesbian herself. Right. Like, I'm sorry, her whole demeanor is possessive already.
Projection. Pure projection.
She's like, I don't trust lesbians, and then she pounds everyone in the pussy. Like...
yeah, she's the dangerous one here. Something is obviously up as Yeonju greets Hee-Eun, confirming their acquaintance, while the professor holds her head in exasperation. Like, she's got a full head and hand kind of moment.
Like, oh god.
Like, what the fuck is this gonna bring? Nevertheless, the professor tells Yeonju to come in for now, and then we're treated to a cool visual metaphor of a bee approaching a flower as Yeonju closes the door behind her, and a hornet in the distance as the chapter closes out on Hee-Eun's disgruntled face. Hornets kill bees, by the way.
That's some fun symbolism.
And things are not gonna improve from here, so buckle up. It was a cool metaphor, though, actually. I think I did take a picture of it, or just a screenshot. But yeah, their little, what the fuck is this face? Hee-Eun's especially makes me again nervous, because she's like, bitch, you thought. It's not just surprise, it's like, excuse the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it's something other than...
shock.
It's something other than shock. I don't know what it is, but it's like, hey, you already made a couple crazy faces. Mm-hmm. This one isn't good.
Mm-hmm. And then, Little Miss Ma'am is miserable about this.
Yeah, the professor.
The professor is not pleased. And Hee-Eun's still making some sort of face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love the way that the artist draws crazy faces. That, I think, is one of the hallmarks of her drawing style. She got that shit down. Mm-hmm. Can't draw a heel worth a damn at the beginning, but, like, has the crazy looks down to a T.
And, like, no joke, I always feel like, I've drawn comics before, I always feel like your first few pages, like your first chapters are your worst.
Your
like
first chapter's like dog shit.
It just feels like you can't get into the flow until you're like 30 pages in.
Yeah, it's typical. So, the next bit starts off with a flashback. Professor Seo pulls a book off the bookcase in her office and flips it open to a picture of her younger self with a mystery young woman. The little flashback includes like her sitting in a car next to this mystery young woman, and this woman's like, oh, did my parents come to my recital? And Seo's like, yeah, they did for a little bit, and then they went to your little sister's after that because she had a thing. And then it follows up with them having this very intimate scene of this other woman playing a piano, and then they kiss, and then they like hold each other, like, and it also seems like they're in a room together, with this piano. Like, it's somebody's bedroom. They're in a piano room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very intimate. So this serves as our confirmation that, yeah, Professor is a lesbian, but also that she had a lover at some point. Not now, though.
Bonus red flag, maybe a stalker and a killer.
Who's to say?
I mean, this is, like, look, this is going to be one of them toxic Yuris. I see where it's headed.
Who's to say?
Who's to say my ass?
Homegirl is just feeling nostalgic for a different time. And a secret other thing, but finding that out involves another flashback. This one is triggered by a conversation she had with the TA, Mr. Hong. Like, Seo is upset that Mr. Hong couldn't do more as far as advisor placements, but he's like everyone's TA, and she didn't put in her bid soon enough. So she had asked him very seriously, pick me a boy. I don't give a shit who, but pick me a boy. And he's like, dude, I can only do so much. I love you. You are my sister in Christ, but I cannot move heaven and earth. I'm also the TA for, like, all the other professors.
So why was getting a boy so hard?
We'll find out.
Okay.
It's not that it was hard in this case. She requested it too late.
Oh, okay.
She needed to request it early. But it is an important thing that she definitely wanted to have. And
she should have definitely done it. Given Miss Crazy Face. Like, she's over here, a whole ass student. And it feels like she's the aggressive top to the professor. And I'm just like, girl, you don't want to deal with this little Pomeranian girl.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks loud, noisy, aggressive.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. You're right. But Mr. Hong posits things will probably be fine this time. Yeonju and Hee-Eun are in good terms with each other, so it's not like things will turn out as bad as last time.
What? So wait, she's already had a female student and it went bad?
Yeah.
And, okay, Mr. Asshole, you couldn't get her a boy?
Again, he has to cover for all the other TAs. They already had their stuff set. She put in their request too late.
Something went bad with the girl before? Like, I don't know what it is, but, like, if it was crazy enough, I would get this woman a boy.
Last time,
yeah,
is vaguely explained through a series of images that shows a young woman meeting the professor, then said young woman glancing down at her bleeding hands during a recital, the piano keys littered with shards of glass. And as Professor Seo looks on from the audience in horror, Hee-Eun slides up behind her, whispering that, I'm not the bad one. Professor Seo is. 2 guesses how this happened.
Why did you put glass in a piano, you psycho?
Great fucking question.
Psycho. And also, like, what in the world is wrong with the professor that you're like, I'm gonna glass her student?
I don't know. With these memories still fresh in her mind, the professor doesn't feel super comfy having Yeonju around, especially considering how much Yeonju reminds her of someone else. Someone Hee-Eun hates with every fiber of her being.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hong, I get where he's coming from, because he knows something about what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I don't think that will happen again. And
You're crazy.
To be fair,
he doesn't know.
He's missing a piece of information.
So he doesn't know it wasn't this student, is my guess.
It's inferring that Hee-Eun had something to do with the glassing.
Yeah,
right?
So he doesn't
know
that it was her.
That it's for sure her. They know there was an accident, but he does not know that it was her that did it. He knows a lot about what's going on in the situation, but not everything. Some facts are missing for him. So if he seems a little more flippant, it's because he hasn't gotten everything.
All right.
But we don't find that out until like closer to the end, and then you're like, oh girl, no wonder you were like, you can just try this. Yeah, let me show you some of the flashbacks here. So she's got her little book open. This is Seo when she was a teenager or like young adult. And then this is the woman that she was dating and interested in. And the one thing is, this other woman does look a little bit like Yeonju, which is very relevant.
She does look a little bit like Yeonju. But it's kind of interesting because, like, not at the same time.
Yeah, which is how a person should be drawn when you're like, oh, this person looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
So this is also why I'm like, I don't love parts of the style, but Homegirl had this shit down. Because I would see them and I'd be like, oh, is that Yeonju? And I was like, oh, no, it's the other girl.
Yeah. No, that's actually... I think that's hard to do.
It is.
Because there's some series where they're like, everybody has the same damn face. And it's like, oh my god, can they please all stop having the same damn face?
Exactly. And this is what the TA has to deal with.
The professor, how dare you bring me a woman?
Exactly.
She looks crazy.
Yeah. And then this was the glassing the piano. There's little shards of glass in here.
Ooh, in between the keys.
Yes, and then her blood all over her nice dress, and then blood all over her fingertips.
God.
By the way, we meet her later.
Woo. Like,
which was such a surprise.
I imagine injuring your hands in any form on the piano would be nerve-wracking.
It's pretty devastating, yeah.
Was she, like, cut enough to get nerve damage, too?
That's a great question that I'll answer for you off pod.
Ooh. Okay, well... Yes, then.
But yeah, then this is the professor looking on in horror. And then Lil Miss Creeptastic comes up behind her and is like, this isn't my fault, it is your fault. So now we have these two little flashbacks to kind of whet your palate as to what the fuck's going on with Hee-Eun. And the answer is nothing great. Everything bad.
Hee-Eun is a psychopath.
So while Seo is trying to handle whatever catastrophe may be coming, meanwhile, Yeonju is, as usual, oblivious to what's going on, and is hanging out with Yeji and Changmin.
Girl.
Yeji is understandably crazy jealous of Yeonju for getting to work with her dream professor. But rather than make it Yeonju's problem, she attempts to pass on her jealousy to Changmin. Where she again is like, hey, aren't you jealous that Professor Seo is hotter than you?
You're so fucking
And he's
mean.
like, stop, what's wrong with you? They both kind of warn Yeonju that there will be a lot of eyes on her in the coming weeks due to Professor Seo's rep and her tendency to only take on one new student at a time. And they're like, yeah, everybody is legitimately already gossiping about it. Like, who's the student she took on? What makes her better than me? Because also, any sorts of arts program, especially when you get into, like, music, can be very competitive.
Yeah, especially about the teacher you get, or if you have the teacher's attention, or if you have anybody's attention.
Exactly.
God.
And so they're just warning her, like, hey, people might start talking shit, but we're here for you kind of thing, right? Like, just, we want you to be aware.
Good warning, honestly.
Because ultimately, as jealous as Yeji is, she's totes excited for Yeonju. Mm-hmm. So she puts her jealousy aside quickly because she's like, this is a super sick opportunity.
Yeji's another friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Yeji's one of the two brand new friends that Yeonju made coming to college. Yeji is also my favorite, so...
Yeji's your favorite?
She is. She's best girl to me. I think she's great, and I'll explain to you more why later, but I think she's great. As they continue to chat, Hee-Eun makes an appearance, striding across the cafe, looking like a rich bitch, with an overly serious look on her face.
Oh, God.
When she reaches the trio, however, she's all smiles. Yeonju's super polite and supportive unnie has made an appearance. And she's late to her own piano lesson, so she graciously offers to escort Yeonju to hers. Yeji and Changmin are taken aback by how pretty and refreshing Hee-Eun seems, and barely manage to ask Yeonju to call them when she's done. They have that starstruck kind of like, oh wow, that's a very pretty and like well put together upperclassman. Mm-hmm. That doesn't seem real. That's like out of a movie. They remain kind of starstruck until Hee-Eun looks back at Yeji with a strange, spooky look in her eyes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So Yeji having her little freak like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I'm so jealous.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then explaining like people will be looking at you, so like watch out. And honest to God, Yeonju just takes so much of this shit in stride. I really appreciate her for doing that, but also I wish she would be more concerned. And then Hee-Eun showing up looking like this.
Yeah, Hee-Eun shows up looking again like she walked out of a well and she wants to take you there. Like, she's just intense. Yeah. And then she turns it off when she's noticed by people. And I'm like, oh, God, no, I don't feel safe.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the look that she throws back at Yeji.
No. Why Yeji?
We're going to find out.
Okay.
There is a reason.
All I can say is I'm like, this crazy girl, like, no one can mess with my teacher or my new girl. I want them all.
the women only belong to me. So
that crazy face, though, she does know how to draw a crazy face.
Yeah, she's so good. Like, I probably have more pictures of Hee-Eun because every face she makes is a masterpiece. And I hate it.
You can't use any of the crazy faces as the headers for YouTube. They will not click it.
I won't.
They'll be like, it's a cursed video.
I'm going to pick something else. But yeah, so she gives Yeji this look. We'll get to why she gave her that look before we wrap this up, actually. You'll actually find out today.
Okay, cool.
On the way to the professor's room, Yeonju thanks Hee-Eun for escorting her. See, she's excited to have Professor Seo as her advisor, but she also gets really nervous around her. Like, bad rumors be damned, rumors are just rumors. She just wants the professor to like her, and she'd love to get some advice on that. So you have to understand that the rumors did nothing to her, because she truly believes you should not immediately trust a rumor, especially if it's vague shit like, oh, they're a lesbian, blah, blah, blah.
No, that's fine. I'm just, like, immediately, like, the fact that she's pouring her heart out. Because that woman, again, she looks like she crawled out of a well and wants to take someone home with them. It's intense. She's so crazy looking.
Yeah.
And this little sunshine girl, tee-hee, I don't notice a thing. And I'm just like, girl.
So that's the problem, and why I'm saying you never know peace in this comic for a long time, is because you know this. You have been starting to put the pieces together. You have the context, and so you are significantly more frightened for Yeonju than she is.
We, the audience, are like, no.
But like a good horror or psychological film has you screaming at the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, don't go in there, don't do that. Please, girl, pull up. That's what this is doing. We're like chapter 2.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, she's serving some looks for only 2 chapters. Damn.
She came in hot.
She did.
Hee-Eun is eager to help, and is also looking for an opportunity to start a fucked up game of 4D chess. So she tells Yeonju that she should play an original song. Something not from an established composer. Emphasizing that the professor is very sentimental and used to compose a bit herself. And I will tell you...
Never do that.
Yeah. They will... Okay.
They're going to tear you apart.
There are very specific cases where you can do an original song when you're first meeting somebody in a professional sense for piano. And that is if you are an established composer, you really are just like that hot shit, or you're like 5. In a professional setting or semi-professional setting, they want you to play an established piece of music.
Yeah.
And preferably something old so they can test your skills and have an idea of like how good you are and like what you're capable of doing. This would be setting somebody up for failure.
Yeah, like we have something similar like this in the art world where it's like, I would say like normally when a class starts, they give you that first assignment and it's kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like, okay, you just want to see if I know how to glaze.
Yeah.
Just do what they ask. Do not put your whole ass pussy in this piece.
Just get it done.
You're going to irritate the shit out of them.
Exactly. Don't make 5 panels for your first art project.
Yes.
Just do it on what they ask you to do it on. Just put it on the single canvas and don't be a fucking weirdo about it.
Yeah.
You're going to do weirder shit later.
Yeah. And
like, hold back.
Yeah. No one's saying do a shitty job. Just do what is asked of you. Try. But don't try so hard you don't finish or that like it goes beyond what they wanted.
Yeah, the first project is not for you to show off and spend 3 weeks on it.
Yeah,
you have 6 days.
Seriously, normally, at least in my experience, they want to see what you can do just casually.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be like, cool, I know how to hone this. I know how to fix this problem. I know how to do this. They kind of want an idea of you. But if you go in there putting your whole ass out right away, then that means they're like, cool, I might need to be stricter with you. You don't want that.
Yeah, you want to go in easy. Like just try your best, but don't go crazy. Your first piece is critique fodder, truthfully.
Truthfully, yeah.
But yeah, so Hee-Eun is obviously like sold her down the river on this already.
So That sucks. I don't. We should trigger warn for bad critiques. Because, like, I'm just fearing that the piano lady's going to tear her apart now.
We're going somewhere else. Buckle up.
Oh, okay.
They enter the office. Hee-Eun facing no pushback for missing her lesson / sticking around. So she does say, like, well, hey, can I be here? And the professor's like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. But in a very, like...
I don't care way?
Not in a I don't care way, in a I don't want to start shit way.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then Yeonju takes a seat at the piano. Yeonju explains that she'd like to play an original song from memory, and while surprised, Professor Seo gives her the go-ahead.
No,
And then Professor Seo has a ratatouille moment. The song Yeonju plays sends her back to the time when she gave this score to her past lover, Yeon-hee. So the girl that we'd seen before, that the professor was involved with as a teen, her name is Yeon-hee. She actually wrote this for Yeon-hee. So this is the music that she wrote. So this is her piece that Yeonju is playing.
how is Yeonju playing it then? Didn't she say it was her piece?
She said it was an original piece.
Oh,
but she did not say that it was originally from her. She said it's an original piece, so it's not in books or anything. It's not written down. She memorized
How does she have it?
Great question.
Oh, no.
Excellent question.
Yeah, does Crazy Face recognize the song?
Yes. But I wanted to show you this visual that they did first.
Yeah.
Of the long page. So you see, like, Yeonju on one end, she's playing the piece, the professor's in the middle, and then you can see, like, the music kind of wrapping her into her memory of Yeon-hee playing that same piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really cool visual. But so as the professor stands there frozen, locked into a memory, Hee-Eun is also remembering. Remembering the relationship between her older sister and the professor. Remembering just how much it pissed her off.
Oh, so she knows about the relationship and is like, I want it to end.
Specifically, she found out about it because they do have another little flashback showing that Seo, like, very sweetly, like, she's got a little blush on her face, very sweetly gave the piece to her girlfriend.
Cute.
So that's great. And then this is what Hee-Eun is thinking about, what she's flashbacking about, which is seeing her older sister together with Seo.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is also a scene where it shows that he has ripped off the head of her teddy bear in what seems like a fit of rage.
Yeah, so the girlfriend is the older sister to Crazy Face.
Yes.
All right. Question, do we know why Crazy Face got so, like, fixated on, like, the fact that her sister has a relationship? Like, is that answered for us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This all gets answered.
Okay. Hey,
eventually.
That's good. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, eventually it all gets answered, because this is my question at this point, too, is like, what's the fucking deal here? And where the fuck is Yeon-hee? Where'd she go to? But so, Hee-Eun is pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
Because Yeonju must have known Yeon-hee, and that makes her dangerous. Very dangerous. And truly, this is just truly enraging for Hee-Eun in general. And she, like, flips in the middle of her, like, inner monologue to calling Yeonju a bitch.
Oh, like, she can't even call it by her name anymore.
No, she's like, I can't believe this bitch did this to me. And it's like, what did she do? She didn't do anything. You told her to play an original song. She did.
She's just here, girlfriend.
So, what's a girl to do when her hubei is just too dangerous to stick around? Crush her hands in the piano, of course, which is a thought that Hee-Eun has and very nearly follows through with, as she has the internal crash out of a lifetime. She just keeps thinking dangerous, dangerous, dangerous over and over, and like, how dare she mess with me and the professor?
So she's like,
and what do you think you're doing? Nasty like, bitch, all this stuff.
She's like, oh, my friend's playing. I'm going to slam the piano on her fingers.
That's her thought. Because her ass gets up and walks over and puts her hands on the like key cover and is about to slam it down. Like, that's all that's in her mind.
That's all that's in her head. Like, okay, one, can I just say, Miss Crazy Face, I'm kind of impressed with her intensity.
Yeah.
I'm also impressed that it hasn't gotten her kicked out of school yet.
You'll find that out today as well.
Fun. Fun and crazy, my dude.
But yeah, so sick paneling on this part. Sick paneling and color usage. It really intense. Really keeps it up. Look at this one little evil eye that Hee-Eun has.
No, again, maybe the art's not great, but the paneling and the expression,
it's so good.
It's amazing. So, sure, you might come in and be like, it's a little ugly. It gets, what is that, chapter 2? Chapter 3?
Yeah, it's like chapter 2.
It's getting intense real fast. So you can tell that it's like, oh, she's gonna develop the skill.
She deserved to win the contest, is all I'm gonna say. She deserved to win the contest.
Yeah.
She was right.
Good job.
So, Professor Seo, locked in a glass case of emotion or whatever, manages to command Hee-Eun to stop, keeping her from causing permanent damage to Yeonju. Which, if you remember, Hee-Eun has definitely fucked someone up before.
Definitely done that before, yes.
The time before with the glass-filled piano, Professor Seo had accosted Hee-Eun afterwards, slamming her against the door to yell at her, because, she committed a fucking crime.
A student.
Yeah. And, really, who does this to someone? What fucking reason? So, Hee-Eun had responded to her at that time, eerily unfazed, that the professor knew why she did this. What else could poor Hee-Eun do when there were annoying pests flitting around the professor and taking an interest in her? Seo knows Hee-Eun can't let that shit slide, so extreme action had to be taken. So despite the injured girl only having platonic feelings for the professor, it was not a...
There's no romance.
The injured girl she's not a lesbian, she's not interested in that way. She's just like, I really look up to the professor and I'm really excited to be, being taught by her. And Hee-Eun was like, she liked you, and that was her main problem. How dare she do that?
Oh, yeah, that's so fucking funny.
Don't do that to me and my professor.
Ooh, that's insane.
So, the professor did slap Hee-Eun over this. Because she's like, dude, you gotta be fucking...
Back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day, she slapped her across the face and was like, this was crazy, this was too far, how dare you say that about her, because that's some crazy shit to do. But then Crazy Face pulled an Uno reverse, threatening to out everything. In this case, everything means that you're a lesbian.
And that's somehow worse than you glassed a student.
It's the lesbian thing and then some other stuff, and there is actually a reason why this is a big deal. Because it is 2016, and the time of this comic is not a big deal to you or I.
Right.
And it shouldn't be as big of a deal to the professor either, but there is actually a through line as to why she's afraid of getting outed.
Mm-hmm.
And why Hee-Eun kind of, has the keys to the castle in this case. So, Hee-Eun promises to act right, as long as Professor Seo rewards her from time to time. Seo agrees, but honestly, girl, why? She had slapped her, and then she ends up, when Hee-Eun threatens her, she ends up, caressing Hee-Eun's cheek, but then she's, shaking with rage. And her other hand's, shaking with rage and fear as she's caressing her cheek, because she's just trying to, placate, basically, a wild animal. Because that's really what Hee-Eun is a wild animal.
So, what is this girl expecting in terms of reward?
So that does change consistently, which honestly makes it worse. Because if she were just very clear and said, oh, it's this, fine. But no, it seems to change all the time, depending on which boundary she wants to stomp for the day.
Yeah.
So we know we'll have an idea at one point in a minute here, but then there are times when it's other stuff as well.
It's always such a shame when, characters just can't kill someone. I mean, I say this because, you can't fix your problems by murdering someone in real life. I'm sure there are people who are like, well, I'm gonna. Don't.
Yeah.
That's a crime. That's also terrible. I couldn't imagine actually killing someone over a slight or a thing. But, man, when I, read a book, sometimes it's hard for me to get swept up in it. Because I'm like, you're in a book, kill him.
Just kill him, yeah.
There's no consequences for you.
I do understand.
I have caught myself raging at a character. You're not real. Slit his throat. There's no punishment for you.
Yeah. So, back in the present, a now down-regulated Hee-Eun compliments Yeonju on her playing as though she wasn't about to fuck her life up moments ago. Yeonju thanks her, a sheepish but proud smile on her face, then looks at the professor.
Hey, is the professor angry?
Professor Seo looks like a haunted doll.
Oh, no.
So, poor cute little Yeonju was like, did I do good? Hee hee.
Praise me. No, the teacher's upset at you.
But no, she's got head and hands. She's not having a good time.
You took her to memories she didn't want.
This reaction continues to plague Yeonju as she makes her way out of the school and towards the bus. Did she do something wrong?
Yeah.
Was it too random to pick that song?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hee-Eun stayed back in the professor's office. To get a reward. Which is fucking this time.
So it's like...
This is why I said there's very, very dubious, because
I wouldn't even call this dubious. she's blackmailing her for sex, we can call it rape.
Okay, because it's in that weird area where the professor also is like, yeah, but I should do this. So it's very complicated, their relationship, which is why I had to warn about it. Because it's in a weird spot.
It's very complicated, but, like, I'm going to say, wave in a veto or something.
Sure.
If you are blackmailing someone into sex, it's rape.
Yeah, I think the one caveat I will say here is that the professor does think that she is keeping Hee-Eun in check by doing this. Cool. It's still bad.
Cool, it's still rape, hon.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
It's still rape. I'm gonna say it's still rape. It's still very upsetting.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're just telling me that the person who is now having to have sex with a monster, which is this girl,
mm-hmm.
has also some really bad mental fucked up feelings about it, which she probably already has because it's rape.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't get better. It's worse.
Yeah.
I would call this a rape situation.
That's fair. I have down what I have down because I need somebody. This is more complicated than what I'm normally reading. You know what I mean?
It's super complicated and, like...
Normally it's very straightforward and I'm like, I know what's going on. This one I was like, oh.
It's super complicated and, like, cat out of the bag. We've discussed this a little bit already.
Yeah.
But I think you need to just... I think you can still put dubious consent, but I think you should also mention rape.
Yeah.
As a trigger. Like,
I do have it in the church.
It should also be, like, you could loosely call it dubious consent, but true, like... if someone was like, this just feels like dubious consent to me, I think I would understand why.
Yes, because there's layers.
Yeah, there's so many layers. I get it. But also, I'm like, if you look at it from the perspective of the person being hurt, it's rape.
Yeah.
And if you can't say it's not rape from the person who's going through its perspective, then it's nothing but rape.
I think that's a fair place to put it.
Yeah.
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 I don't go into detail here either because there's no fucking reason for me to. I don't want to. I didn't take screenshots of this. I'm just not in the mood for it. You'll get to it when you get to it.
But do they actually show them fucking?
They never show them fucking, actually. Because they always show them, like, getting undressed or post-coitus. Yeah. So if you do have an issue with this content, they don't go into detail with it.
Yeah.
At this point, they really just show off how, like, aggressive Hee-Eun is. Because the only thing I'll give her is she can get a person naked in like 60 seconds flat. So she has like clothes off. And so that was kind of weird for me to experience, but it also layers in. It's like, yeah, she's the aggressor. Yeah. And she's like, there is no boundary between us because I decide the boundaries kind of thing. So it shows that off really well.
She's like really fucked up. Like she comes off as a predator.
And it is very much, she's like, I don't care what time of the day it is. It's my time. Like, I'm in control consistently.
Oof. Yeah. No, like, I actually appreciate this because, again, like, I don't like rape. I've said this so many times.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't like it in the stories. But I love it when you pay respect to it for what it is. Because the thing that I don't like the most about rape is they'll draw rape, but they'll still make it hot.
I get what you mean.
And that it sets me on fire.
Some people do like it as a kink, and it sucks when you can't navigate when people are doing it as a kink and when people are using it as a story element. Yeah. And a lot of times those two get mixed together, and that can be uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I'm having the worst time when I'm like, this is supposed to be a very upsetting moment, and then you're, like, making it hot and exciting and thrilling. And, like, you can tell they're doing it on purpose. Mm-hmm. Like, someone has got their dick in their hand while they're drawing. And it sucks, because I want to, like, react to it like it's, like, an intense story beat, and this is so tragic. I don't want to get off to it. It's just not for me.
I get it. It's crossing the wires, and a lot of people don't want their wires crossing that way.
Yeah, I definitely don't. And again, like, there's a stupidly high percentage of women who enjoy rape fantasy, so don't feel weird because I hate it so much. It's actually, like, I think it's, like, something like 80% of women will have a rape fantasy, so don't feel weird because I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Plenty of others do. It's a total normal thing to experience, whatever. It's just, like, I think artistically is what pisses me off the most. I'm like... Yeah. This scene could have more of an impact if you weren't horny about it.
Yes, and that's what I'll say is I don't think any of the scenes that do occur between the professor and Hee-Eun where they are somewhat intimate, I don't think any of those come off as hot. They really do come off more as uncomfortable, or as a testament to the artist's ability to like draw bodies. That's more what I think about when I see the scenes. Yeah. And then I'm also like, girl, you're insane. Yeah. And I hate you.
Yeah, for real. I love that it's like, hey, this is upsetting and it lives in an upsetting town. I'm more likely to read that. But, like, I don't want to be like, well, there's this scene, and it just kind of throws the whole story off because they spend 2 chapters on it.
Right.
And then they never talk about it again.
Yeah, we're not...
Yaoi's from the 90s.
We're also not doing Into the Rose Garden right now.
Good Lord.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, if y'all love fucky little stories, I dare you to try Into the Rose Garden. And then you tell me if you liked it, because I don't believe you.
All right. Well, bad thing happens. Not my favorite. And then around now is when Yeonju realizes that she left her phone at school in the professor's room.
Oh, no. I hope she doesn't see them.
Thankfully, by the time Yeonju returns to the office, both the professor and Hee-Eun are nowhere to be found.
Thank God.
Yeah, because Hee-Eun, like, they stopped early or whatever, because the professor basically was like, go fuck yourself, I have other stuff to do, and, like, left. Because she's like, I'm a teacher, I do have class. And so she left, and so both of them are out of the room before Yeonju comes back. Mm-hmm. And so she comes through, and then she collects her phone, still sitting on the piano, and then lets her curiosity take hold. Which, God, she's so innocent. She's in this world, and she has no idea what the fuck's going on around her at any time.
I mean, like, I feel bad for her immediately because it's like, girl, you just stepped in it and you didn't do anything wrong.
Right, because
you're just here.
Yeah, she's trusting someone who has been a mentor to her. Ugh. You know what I mean? And then trying to get mentored by somebody else. Yeah. So she'd noticed Professor Seo putting up a book at the start of her lesson, and she truly, innocently, wants to know more about her. So she pulls the book off the shelf to give it a look. She's likely thinking that it's got, like, you know, music notes or something like that, or like composing
or like
something.
Ooh, what's her favorite author? Like,
yeah, something very chill, because it looks like a scrapbook, but she's thinking, oh, there's probably past notes that she made or something. Nothing that in depth.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I actually understand this. Like, I definitely had a teacher who I adored, and I wanted to know everything about her. So, like, I like showed up to like an art history thing she was presenting, and yeah, it was like, also for a bonus grade or whatever, but I was there because I thought she was the coolest person.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if I'd necessarily take someone's book off their shelf, but I can't say that I wouldn't have thought about it.
Exactly. So she's doing that, but meanwhile, Professor Seo is having one of her many existential crises, because she has quite a few of those in here.
Yeah, I mean, like, one, like, if you want to baby it, she's being bullied by a student. If you want to kick it up a notch, she's being blackmailed by a student.
If you want to 4 kids it, it's being bullied.
Yeah, if you want to edit it for 4 kids, she's being bullied. Oh no. If you want the uncut rated, she's being raped by a student who is the younger sister of her lover. And
ex-lover.
Oh, of her ex-lover. Do we ever meet the ex-lover?
We'll see.
Oh no.
So, she's having her little crisis. She collects herself in the bathroom, and then beelines for Mr. Hong's desk, where she demands Yeonju to be moved.
Where she shits on his desk. How dare you not do what I want?
Clearly seeing that she's upset, Mr. Hong takes her outside, where homegirl nearly collapses. Like, she goes down to her knees, because she's going through it.
She's stressed. She is stressed to the max, and, like,
yes. I'm
kind of looking forward to figuring out why she's so stressed, because like, Crazy Face shouldn't be this scary in my opinion. Like, she's just a girl.
I know, and
she did glass a piano, so I don't know.
Yeah, she's just a girl, and Professor Seo is 32 years old. And so you're thinking, you gotta be able to figure this out, because Hee-Eun is only 23. And she's a girl, you know? Well, Hong more or less knows what's going on. Hee-Eun did something, and judging by the hickey on Seo's neck, it was probably extremely uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
So
and she's marked her in public. That's an extra, it's already disgusting.
It's icky.
This is a very extra layer of disgusting.
Yeah. He tries to comfort her about the situation, but she explains that it's actually worse than they'd expected. Yeonju knew Yeonhee. Little Miss Psycho's older sister. On top of that, she plays like Yeon-hee, looks reminiscent of her, and her demeanor is similar. Having a positive history with Hee-Eun likely won't save Yeonju at this point. And to be honest, seeing someone so much like Yeon-hee isn't doing great things for the professor either, because she's having flashbacks.
Yay! Everyone's having a terrible time.
Mm-hmm. She begs Mr. Hong to move Yeonju at any cost, and he agrees. Which is fair, because she looks absolutely distraught, and she says she doesn't want to bring anyone else into her 10 years of suffering with Hee-Eun.
10 years.
10 years she's been suffering with this at least. And she's like, I don't want to get Yeonju involved. And so it's not just like, I want her out of here to stop bothering me. She's like, she doesn't deserve to have this happen. And so really, more what's fucking with her is she sees Yeon-hee here, and she's like, I don't want Yeon-hee to get hurt. So it's kind of layering itself. Like, I wouldn't want her to get hurt, so I don't want Yeonju to get hurt. So she's like, I want her out, away from me, away from danger.
Like, what a layer of issues. Because, like, if a teacher got rid of you, you're going to take it personally.
Yeah.
So you're going to be upset. But it's like, you can't also be like, hi, I got rid of you because trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're not going to unload on a freshman student like, hey, by the way, I've got terrible shit going on in my life. You can't be here.
Yeah, there's nothing she can fucking do.
There's truthfully nothing she can do. And I thought this shot was really cool, how it's showing, like,
how she plays.
Yeah, it's showing Yeonju morphing into Yeon-hee and how similar their hand movements are.
That's really cool. It's like, again, very quickly, the art is cranking up. Just like Professor Seo or whatever just looks not as hot as we all want her to be.
Yeah, and I even realized later that part of it is active choices that were made. She has a lot of, like, heavy makeup on, which I think is weird for her, but I think it's part of her shield is to put all this heavy makeup on. Like, very distinctive makeup.
Did she used to not wear heavy makeup?
No, she really didn't wear makeup at all as a teen or a young adult.
But her life is so fucked up, she's got to put on a mask.
That's what it feels like. So I don't like it, but I get the point. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. While Mr. Hong pulls whatever strings he's got left, Professor Seo trudges back to her office, only to find Yeonju flipping through her shit.
Yeonju, oh no, you're still doing it.
Yeonju apologizes profusely for having snooped, but Seo just kind of shrugs it off, telling the girl to leave. Which is not really in line with how people be acting when their private info is exposed, but she's just done today.
So it was private info? It wasn't like a book she was reading?
Yes, it did end up being private info, but she's just exhausted. She's like, just whatever, it's not a big deal. She's had her boundaries destroyed today. This is not the worst, you know what I mean, to her at this point.
No, I get it. She's done.
Yeonju hesitates to leave, and they both awkwardly try to address the situation, doing that, like, no, you talk first, no, you kind of thing. And she's eventually like, no, Yeonju, like, what do you have to say? So, at her professor's behest, Yeonju presses onward, asking her advisor about her connection to Yeon-hee, and explains that she remembers meeting the professor once. As she listens, Seo remains unmoving. Like, the most that she says is, like, is that it? And Yeonju's like, yeah. And it's like, to Yeonju, this is, like, bombshell information. Like, hey, my piano teacher, you knew her, and so I saw you at her house once, and I was hoping to see you again, and blah, blah, blah. And there's more to this coming from Yeonju that she hasn't told, but this is what she says, and Professor Seo's like, cool, that it?
Cool, get out.
Yeah.
Like, bless, like, Innocent's face heart, but I feel like I gotta take a point off her in this moment. Not off the story. Just, like, there's only so many times you can be kind of cutesy and innocent, and it's just, like, all of her body language is bad, girl, and you're still pressing this? No.
I will explain to you why Yeonju is so, like, is not paying full attention or reading the room in this moment, because she's normally pretty good at reading the room, but in this case, there's an extra reason going on there.
I mean, that makes it better that there's an extra reason going on there, but that's another really annoying thing, and I think it happens to main characters a lot, where they're like, I don't notice a thing about your problems until it becomes a whole episode or a whole arc, you know?
Right. This is more because she is kind of caught up in her own wave of emotion, has discovered something.
Yeah.
And less about, I'm not trying to read the room kind of thing. Okay.
She's just got stuff going on for herself.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of Yeonju's emotions are not super negative at the beginning. So it's not like it doesn't, like, compare to how bad of a day the professor's having. but it is still something that's very important to her. And with her having no other context, she is like, this is very important to me and I need to talk about it kind of thing. But the professor's phone interrupts any further conversation, and after exchanging a few words, Professor Seo continues her conversation with Yeonju. What she'd wanted to tell Yeonju was that from now on she'd be with a new advisor. She's sorry, she can't fully explain it, but little Miss Ma'am's gotta go. Yeonju takes this news like a punch to the gut.
Yeah, I would.
And before she knows it, she's dejectedly standing outside of the music building. Yeji and Changmin, who are bickering nearby, notice her and, like good pals, take her to a food stall and ask her what's up. 'Cause you should never be upset on an empty stomach.
All right.
When Yeonju drops her bombshell, Yeji and Changmin are appropriately shocked. Honestly, they almost look more upset than Yeonju does, but this shit is crazy.
It would be like, again, you're a student. It would be appalling to be rejected by a teacher you think is going to teach you.
Worse, Yeonju's switching professors right before the spring concourse. So they have a competition in the spring and the fall, like each semester, and it's a big deal, and you're supposed to start it now. You're supposed to start working on it right fucking now, and she's gonna switch advisors. She just got started, and she can't move on.
It sucks.
Yeah. So this could seriously fuck up her shit, right? And make it so that it's gonna be hard for her to win if she wants to. Worse is that Yeonju has no idea why she was dropped, so her friends are seriously confused. The most reasonable possibility is lack of skills, which is what Jungmin says. It's like, well, maybe you weren't good enough, and that's why she's pissed off. But Yeonju is an amazing pianist, and she even had help from Hee-Eun unnie. So why the fuck did this happen to her of all people? They do both question Hee-Eun a little bit, but like they're like kind of devil's advocate it. Like, well, do you think she would have like tried to screw you? But when Yeonju's like, no, for sure she wouldn't. We've been friends for a long time. She wouldn't do that to me. They're like, okay, we'll drop it.
How long has she known the upperclassmen then?
They met, I think, when she was in either late middle school or early high school. So they knew each other for at least a couple years.
So, like, they're, like, legit friends. But
yeah,
Hee-Eun's willing to, like, kill her?
Hee-Eun is...
Hee-Eun, excuse me.
Hee-Eun is willing to, take her out.
And they're, like, legit friends?
Yeah.
Oh.
They actually do have a positive relationship. And Hee-Eun really was worried about her, wondering what was going on with her and stuff like that. But... if the professor's there, none of that shit matters.
Wow.
Yeah, that quick.
Oof. Like, honestly, this is like a dangerous and interesting level of stalking.
It is, yeah. It truthfully is. And then these are the pictures of them having their little conversation about whatever. And then this was Yeji being annoying to Changmin. I truly, truly adore her. This is what the fuck is going on. But still the incredulous faces as they eat, like, twisted potatoes, like the little potato twisters. No, they're not. They're just friends.
Okay. They just have very similar...
They do have a similar vibe, and it's really funny. And then we'll get to this picture in a second, because I love her
She's very cute.
She's very
Yeonju,
cute.
right?
Yeji.
I'm the worst with names. Jesus Christ.
The names in this one, I think, were hard for me, which is why when I've talked to you about it, I didn't use the names. I just started giving, like, different monikers to people, because too many... young kind of sounds, and I knew you were not gonna like connect.
I'm the worst with names when I have a face, like, and then if I don't have a face, God help me.
Exactly. So Yeji is seriously angry, not just because of what happened, but the way it happened. Yeonju deserves to know why, and if the professor won't answer, then the TA must.
Oh no, Hung.
And you've already seen Hung. He looks like you could push him over.
He's exhausted.
Yeah, and you could just push him over.
He looks like a character from Daria, and I can't figure out who.
Oh, I think I get what you mean. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the next day, they go, as a group, to see Mr. Hung, with Yeji leading the charge, looking like an angry Korean auntie.
I love that.
She is still, somehow, angrier than Yeonju, and shouts at Hung about how unfair this is. Changmin is significantly less heated and eventually forcibly removes Yeji so that Yeonju can handle this herself. So
it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, like, we're here to support you, queen, but you got it. We trust you. Yeonju quietly, simply, asks why she was removed from the professor's lessons, but Mr. Hong really can't answer her. He does know, but ain't no way he can tell a student all that shit. He apologizes, but Yeonju's sorry too. She shouldn't have bothered him when the person she really needed to ask was Professor Seo. And this is why I think she's interesting, because
she'll handle her shit.
She's sad, but she's like, silly me. I gotta do this myself.
I mean, fair. Like, we love a person who will take matters into their hands.
Yeah, she's pretty proactive. Homegirl turns on her heel and makes a beeline for the professor's office, where she is giving a lesson to Hee-Eun.
God.
Which it was going normally, and then Psycho had to cop a feel for a second, and I was like, leave her alone. Like, there's a tweet that Demi Lovato made where she's like, get a job, leave her alone. Around this time is what I'm starting to feel about Hee-Eun. It's get a job, leave her alone. Oh, man. But yeah, so Psycho behavior going on. Fortunately, Hee-Eun stops being gross and makes a move to the bathroom. Unfortunately, she opens the door right as Yeonju was about to enter. The look on Psycho's face is not great.
Oh, God.
As always.
Hello, I'm Little Miss Psycho.
Yeah, I gotta show you her face because as always it's important. Well,
oh, that's funny.
Yeji being adorable and then Homegirl being like, oh.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks because she's been dealing with this girl for 10 years and I don't know how long it's been in Fucktown.
Yeah.
But probably at least since the girl was legal.
Mm-hmm.
So we can assume so that I don't, like, throw up since 18.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're college age, so that sucks.
Actually, I think it started more recently than that.
Oh, great. So, like, it's not been years.
It started really with most likely with the glassing the piano. Okay. So after that. Prior to that, no. So It's been a much shorter window, which makes me feel better, but I still hate it.
Yeah, no, it sucks. But, like, it's almost a relief that it's not been going on for, like, I don't know, 10 years.
Yeah, and again...
She's been in our life 10 years, but it's not been...
Again, Hee-Eun has asked for other favors as well. It's not always
not always sex.
Yeah. But yeah, this is her little face that she makes here, which I love the slow slide of, like, her pupil as she sees, like... She's like an apex predator, seeing, like, Yeonju out of the corner of her eye.
No, this girl is crazy. Like, this is the girl you would, like... Hey, girl, your boyfriend has a best friend who's a female, and she's looking at you like this. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, like, you gotta go.
This is so red flaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Get away.
But Yeonju, oblivious as always, continues on her mission to essentially get her heart broken a little bit more. She asked directly in front of Hee-Eun and Mr. Hong, who had, like, followed her, like, he ran after her. I was like, wait.
Don't.
Yeah, so ask in front of both of them why the professor kicked her out. Professor Seo then proceeds to lie with her whole damn chest that Yeonju just sucks ass at the piano and she's uncomfortable to teach because she's not a dude. Damn.
I'm glad she says it, though. Like, no, she's trying to keep her away from a crazy person. This is how you do it. You should not, like, try to drag anyone down into it. She says, I'm trying not to drag people down in it. Good for her. This is her living that truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry that she's hurting this girl's feelings, but damn, girl.
Right.
Hee-Eun is crazy, and she does not need you there.
Yeah. But Yeonju is nothing if not determined and stubbornly optimistic, so she issues a challenge. If she wins the concourse, then there should be no problem continuing to teach her, because that'll prove that she's good enough to be a student. She has enough skills to be her student. Then, she again turns on her little heel and strides outside, where she lets her face fall, because she is still upset, after all.
Yeah, girl. This woman said you suck. So, like, that sucks. That's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeonju makes her way outside and runs into Hee-Eun, who looks normal and unmurderous at the moment. She asks about Yeonju getting a new advisor and apologizes for overhearing, like, oh, sorry, girl, what was that about that? Like, I didn't mean to overhear, but I just happened to hear on my way out. She stayed long enough to hear it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she listened.
And she also knew about it anyway, so whatever.
She just wants to be nosy and have the full-on goss.
Mm-hmm. Yeonju tries to put on a brave face, but can't help but show how sad she is to her dear unnie. Hee-Eun comforts her, explaining that this is exactly why she warned Yeonju about the professor. She promises to be there for Yeonju and tells her that things will work out, while giving her a tight hug. Hee-Eun then gets into a waiting car and rides off, a smug smirk appearing on her face. And then she thinks how she does want things to work out. To work out exactly how she planned.
Okay.
As
What are them things?
Oh, we'll find out. It's a mystery that we're gonna discover together.
Let's rewrite history. DuckTales.
Whoa. As Evil drives away, Yeonju responds to a text from Yeji asking how things went. This is very sweet of her, and she seems super concerned about Yeonju's, like, how she's feeling.
Yeah, I'm glad she's got real friends, because this Hee-Eun girl ain't it.
But you should be concerned that Yeji also sent a text to Hee-Eun.
Oh no, Yeji, don't. I know you spotted the face, but don't.
We'll see what it's
Yeji's
about.
been the only one who clocked it and was like, "That's weird."
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anything though, girl. This girl's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, here's Hee-Eun hugging Yeonju, and I the whole time I'm like, no, girl, don't do that.
That's so uncomfortable.
She's gonna eat you.
I don't know where the rest of it's going, but let's say Yeonju got a new teacher. Do you think they'd still be friends and everything? Like, Miss Crazy would have pulled all her crazy back?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, as long as this girl stayed away from the professor.
Yeah, I think if Yeonju had never met the professor in any capacity, Hee-Eun would be fine with it. She wouldn't care anymore.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's simple in her thought process most of the time, so.
Well, she's, I don't know, crazy.
She's our special little bastard. Oh, while Yeonju was making her declaration to Professor Seo, Hee-Eun was hard at work. She hunted Yeji down in the practice rooms and straight up asked if she wanted to take Yeonju's place, explaining exactly why she got the boot in the first place. So Yeji had no idea the reason because she hadn't heard back from Yeonju, and here's Hee-Eun being like, oh yeah, she got cut because she just sucks at piano. That's what the professor said. And so giving out personal information that should not be shared this way.
Damn.
The asshole even goes as far as to suggest this is what Yeonju wanted, that if she can't be taught by Professor Seo, one of her friends definitely deserved the chance. Like, hardcore trying to manipulate Yeji into taking the bait.
Into trying to get Professor Seo as her advisor?
Uh-huh.
But I thought she didn't want anybody near the professor.
Yeah, now that she knows that Yeonju knew her sister, she's got to get cut. She'll take anybody else.
Okay,
she needs
so
Yeonju
she's
away.
willing to get rid of... She's willing to put Professor Seo with another girl.
Just to get rid of... Yeah. And also to hurt
crazy.
Yeonju's feelings.
And to hurt Yeon... Okay, because if her friend gets in, that would probably hurt her
She's got to
feelings.
punish Yeonju for even being and existing in the professor now.
Whew.
Huh? Yeji, to her credit, is suspicious as hell, remembering the weird look she received from Hee-Eun the last time they saw each other. But, to be honest, Yeji does want this spot. Professor Seo is the reason she came to the school, and she'd just been dwelling on whether or not Yeonju's exit can mean an entrance for her. So she was thinking maybe I could switch over too, we'll swap places, but she even went through and was like, no, that's going to hurt her feelings, I'm not going to get in that, you're not the type of girl, Yeji. And then here Hee-Eun is acting not unlike the devil in this moment.
Like tempting her with the apple.
Yeah. And even then, she still has to essentially threaten Yeji to, take the bait. Because she's like, oh, I've been the professor for a long time, and so you should believe me. And she makes herself, physically larger than Yeji. Really, looms over her. But, as we know, Yeji does take the bait, because this is why she ends up texting Hee-Eun while she's in the car.
Okay, so she tries.
So she's like, okay, yeah, well, I guess talk to me about this, right? And I get it, because again, competitive, music school, you want the best. And it did flash back and show that Yeji knew about this person before and really wanted to go learn from her. So this is, part of her personal history.
Yeah, so this isn't I heard about her today and I want her today. This is, no, I would really like her.
It's been years of her thinking about this, yeah. However sure Yeji felt in her decision, Yeonju quickly begins to crumble her resolve. Because Yeonju ends up seeing her in the practice hall. And was like, oh, you look kind of frazzled. How are you doing? Here's a beverage that I bought for myself, but I'll give it to you. You're going to do great. Keep practicing. Super, super encouraging. And then she, thanks Yeji for being angry on her behalf. with the whole professor thing. It's like, Yeji's like, oh my god, psychic damage. Because am I gonna hurt her feelings real bad? And so she's trying to stay with it. This is a good opportunity. Yeonju is out. But she's like, what do I fucking do? She likes me so much. And then Yeonju ends up explaining her personal connection to Professor Seo. And that makes Yeji also feel worse. Because the whole time she's been like, well, I'm the only person who's like really cares much about her out of our friend group. But then Yeonju explains like, yeah, she was my teacher / mentor's friend. So she didn't know that they were in a relationship, but she's like, yeah, Yeonhee was my teacher. And I'll spoil a little bit that she and Yeonhee do go way back. Like, Yeonhee is the reason why Yeonju plays piano, period.
Okay.
And why she's been passionate enough to keep with it. So she's very, very important to her. And then meeting the professor when she was a little kid, that like the professor became her goal. She wanted to play piano like the professor. She'd seen something about her, heard something about her, and I was like, okay, I want to be that person. And so that's the other thing. So the initial part was like, I was mentored by this person very dear to the professor, and then the professor has been my goal, and I didn't realize it was her, because I didn't realize I'd met her. I didn't know what her name was at the time. And so it's also really important for her to stick with her if she can.
Right.
So, like, Yeonju is an honest and earnest person, almost to a fault. And Yeji's known that since the day they met, so it sucks to essentially betray her on this. But I get why she wants it. But now she's like, is my want more important than Yeonju's want? Right? So before you give Yeji too much attitude...
I actually don't want to give her any attitude. She was manipulated into making this choice. And she also really wants this teacher. I don't feel... Like, I think, like, in the situation, maybe I'd be upset if my friend went after the same teacher I wanted. But at the same time, that's, like, that happens. Like,
yeah.
There's, like, if you all are here at school to learn a trade, to learn something new, and there's, like, a handful of teachers, that means only a handful of people get to work with them.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I think also, we're two adults who did go to college, and we're done. So I think this might hit differently if you're a little bit younger. You might be a little more incensed about it because you're still in that pathway. But so this is just a general, before anybody gets too angry with her, you should know that Professor Seo is also in on this. She reveals that tidbit while talking with Mr. Hong, explaining that agreeing to this and taking Yeji in Yeonju's place would make things easier and safer for everyone. She's even willing to go so far as to doctor her scores for the concours just to assure that Yeji will win. So she's one of the judges, and she's like, I'll make shit up so that she wins instead.
Wow.
Because this is going to make sure Yeonju's not here.
Well, like, I hate to say that, like, that's the right thing to do, but what are you doing? Like, we don't know why the teacher's enduring crazy face, but it must be for a reason. Because, like, if the girl hasn't, like, straight up, if the girl did not get caught or punished for the glassing thing, then either she has got a rich parent backing her, or she's that clever. And I'm not sure if I think she's that clever yet.
No, I think she's like an animal, to be honest. I don't think she's...
Yeah, no, all your descriptions of her, and even, like, how she looks, she feels like a feral, wild animal.
Yeah.
Like, about to snap. So I'm just assuming she probably comes from money.
Yeah. So Mr. Hong is reasonably appalled by this, because who actually deserves to be treated this way? Not Yeonju, for God's sakes.
It's Hee-Eun who needs to be treated this way.
Right. But Professor wants to fully crush any hope Yeonju has to be near her. And really, Hee-Eun did glass someone's piano, so Seo has a point, actually.
It's all fucked up.
At this point, you might be asking yourself, why the fuck is Professor Seo like this? She's 32 fucking years old, getting harassed by a student, and somehow didn't report same student for being sociopathic? Just what is her fucking deal? You get a little exposition on that. Partially through flashbacks and memories, and the rest through the most awkward family dinner possible. Sometime during all this mess that's currently going on, Professor Seo had a meal with her family, which seems to consist of her father, Hee-Eun, and Hee-Eun's mother. The mom is in charge of the OO Foundation. Dad is in charge of OO Performing Arts College. So the college that the professor teaches at is owned by her father.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation that funds the college is owned by Hee-Eun's mother. And so when you were like, man, how can Hee-Eun get away with anything she wants to do at college?
It's rich bitch.
Rich bitch, and we literally own this.
Yeah.
And we own your job. And we own everything else. So we'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Is Seo?
Seo.
Is Seo still in a relationship with her dad?
Oh, the bigger question is, has she ever had a relationship with her dad? That's really interesting.
Okay.
I'm
just wondering because like there's a lot of like, you know, if you're gay, people want to avoid you. So I'm just kind of curious.
That's a whole other thing to discuss that comes later.
Okay.
But that is relevant to how their relationship is now. But Seo does live on her own.
Okay.
I will spoil one thing for you, just because I think it'll make a lot of y'all feel calmer, and I think it'll make you also feel calmer. Feels her family does not know where she lives currently.
That's good.
No one knows where she lives. She lives in an apartment by herself. They don't know what her address is.
So I'm assuming her family sucks, but she also has to work with them? That sucks, though. Go work somewhere else. What are you doing? Is that also answered?
That's also, that gets answered. It's a very complicated situation. You will feel bad for her about this. We'll do more into this later.
Like, I already feel bad for this woman. It's kind of like, what else are you going to do to her? Like, let this fucking woman live. Let her breathe.
Right. I will say a lot of what bad happens to her really happens more in past tense, and that the rest of this does get better, but we will kind of wrangle ourselves to that point in a second. But yeah, so she's having this dinner with two people who basically own aspects of her life. So the conversation is stilted and awkward and superficial, with most of the discussion focusing on Hee-Eun and just how talented she is.
All right.
And so they even have some concern about Seo's health because she looks a little withdrawn and maybe not in a good mood. But they're just like, well, you should take better care of your body so that you can make sure that our daughter is successful.
All right.
Seo very clearly tried not to dissociate throughout the whole meal, but when the parents mentioned sending Hee-Eun abroad, she abruptly drops her utensils, making a scene. Like she just, her fork and knife just drop out of her hand abruptly, and she like really looks like she's somewhere else for a second, and they're just like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you sick or something? But something about hearing the word abroad triggers something in her.
And like these Hee-Eun's parents are like pretending they don't know.
They're just like, what could be bothering you? Not even pretending they don't know. They're really like, what's wrong with you?
Okay.
Honestly, right? So also, let me catch up on pictures for a second real quick, because this
like,
is...
you ever think that maybe killing yourself is the answer? Like, this is so miserable.
She did think about it once.
Yeah.
She did think about it once.
I hate that that's where it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But this is so miserable. I'm like, dog, I kind of get when people are like, I should just kill myself because then I'll win.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. I will say there's a lot of stuff that's going on with her and other people in here. And it's weird for me to say that things are going to get dramatically better sooner than you're thinking, actually.
That's great.
It's crazy how it happens that way, because I was shocked. But it does get dramatically better at one point, and I was like, whoa, really?
But, I mean, we did hear the magic words, Hee-Eun going abroad. That's probably the key.
Oh, no.
No? Oh,
no,
okay.
It couldn't come soon enough.
God. That does also sound like a good idea.
Yeah, it's a next year thing. She has to, like, graduate, and then she can go. But this is the picture of Yeji looking tormented, because she's like, what am I doing? Am I going to be a bad person? She's kind of looking like, what's going on? This is so unfair. And then, am I being a bad person because I'm thinking about taking Yeonju's spot? And then this is Hee-Eun trying to...
being like, come on, girl, do it.
Yeah, but, like, look at Yeji's eyes here. She's so suspicious immediately.
Like, she should be.
But Hee-Eun legitimately is being the, like, hey, well, don't you think this? Don't you think that? Leaning in closer. And then precious Yeonju being like, man, I hope you're doing okay. And this little, like, come on, Yeji, we can do it together. And she's so nice about stuff. Mm-hmm. I will say, I feel like Yeonju's niceness almost becomes a weapon at times, because she is trying to believe that there's the best in everybody, and it hurts other people's feelings.
Why?
Because they will be having a negative thought or think, oh, I'm going to be mean to her, and then they'll be like, wait, now I feel icky because she was nothing but nice to me. So she kind of repels people from being shitty to her at times, or like at least reflecting on their life choices, because she's like, well, there's no reason
Gotta
to be
take
mean
your
to you.
victories where you can.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Hee-Eun's mom. Rich bitch looking. Rich Korean mom look, you know.
Yeah.
And then this is
She kind of looks like the mom out of Crazy Rich Asians.
She does, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Like legit. And I'm like, man, that woman was a bitch too.
She's got that bob wave kind of thing. Yeah. And then this is Seo's dad. Very constipated looking.
Is he at the dinner too?
Yeah.
God.
So it's not actually... Okay. Can I... You know what? This is not...
Just tell me. Bleep it. Censor it.
No, honestly, this is not, I think, spoiler enough. So you know, Hee-Eun has her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Seo's dad is technically her stepdad, but they are unmarried. So they are like, let's treat each other like we're family, but then they make them act like family, but they're not actually
not married.
But they both consider Hee-Eun basically their daughter. Even though they're like, they've never done stepfather stuff like that. So it's weird.
That is fucking weird.
It's super, and they're also like hyper conservative.
Okay.
But they don't want to get married, and so that's why they don't want to get married, but they lived in the same house growing up. Like...
Why don't... What? Okay, so like...
I don't...
Okay, can I just say the level of creep that gave me? Because then it, to me, tells me they know Hee-Eun is trying to fuck Seo all the time. And so they're like, let's not make it weird by getting married.
No, they did that before.
Oh my god.
They're just weird. Because I think they also do have sex. So they're basically in a relationship. But they refuse to get married to each other.
Okay.
But they're hyper conservative. But they live in the same house and they don't want anybody to ask questions about it. So they want their cake and eat it too at all times. And they'll flip the rules on people.
Why aren't they getting married? Like, what's the point of...
I don't know, because they even work within the same shit.
Yeah, like...
Oh, you know what?
Is that why you think?
Wait, I do know the reason they're not married. I'm so sorry. I do know the reason they're not married. But it is some shady ass shit.
Well, tell me, and they're going to censor it out for the listeners.
Okay, pause.
So does Seo, like... And Seo just has to visit them. She's not living there, right?
No, they'll ask her to visit. But they ask her to visit a lot, and she always just lies and says she's busy, and she's not fucking busy. She's at home, drinking wine.
I would not hang out with them, like, at all. Like, don't go. But I guess she has to.
Yeah, Seo very rarely actually goes to see her dad and technical stepmom or whatever. She legitimately does really consistently blow them off, say she's busy, say she's going to see something, say she has to write something for some paper or whatever, and really she's at home drinking wine.
Good for her.
Or she's at, like, a bar that she patronizes and just slamming back whiskey. Like, she's usually not busy.
But, yeah, okay. We do know that there's some weirdness between dad and mom and whatever. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of her stepmom and kind of not her stepmom. It's really stupid.
Awkward as fuck.
Yeah, it's super awkward. Well, so she has this terrible fucking dinner with these freaks. Then...
Miserable time.
Yeah. Shit doesn't really improve for the professor when she gets home that evening either. Being around family is exhausting, and having past trauma kicked up is even more so. But then she dreams a memory. Back to the time when Seo was in love and preparing to go abroad with Yeon-hee, where they could finally live freely as a couple and possibly break away from their family structure. This obviously did not happen, and yes, you should have a bad feeling about it.
Something went terribly wrong.
Because at this point, you've gotten a bunch of foreshadowing that Yeon-hee is not here, and we do not know why.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Again, they're just mentioning, hey, she's not here. Blessedly, she's woken up by a phone call from Mr. Hong, where he informs her that Yeonju is really fired up and staying super late to work on her piece for the concourse. So she is all in, like, I'm going to prove to this woman that I'm the choice. Bet on me.
Mm-hmm.
The High School Musical montage in the background.
Look, I never saw it, and I don't want to deal with it. So let's not do that.
I apologize.
No song.
I apologize.
No singing it.
But yeah. Anyway, Yeonju is like very locked in. She knows what she wants. She's going for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing that Mr. Hong knows, not just because he's a TA and like cares about the students' like well-being and stuff like that, but because Seo specifically asked him to keep an eye on Yeonju.
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying at one side of her mouth, get rid of her, I don't want to see her. And then now she's like, keep an eye on her. How's she doing? How's her feelings?
Probably feels guilty. Like,
she does.
She is dealing with a psychopath that, unfortunately, hits real way close to home. Because now that I have this extra thing that their families are kind of involved with each other.
Yes.
Yikes. Like,
Yikes on bikes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So, yeah, now it's understandable because now we also know that Hee-Eun being certifiably insane is quite obviously enabled by her mother and Seo's father. So, Seo's got to play her own game of 4D chess when shit is going this down.
It just sucks. She doesn't even have her dad on her corner.
I have issues with him that I'll tell you about because he pisses me off a lot, for sure.
Maybe he'll get glassed.
So many people do need to get glassed in this comic, and it's none of them people that
Not
you like.
the girl who did get glassed.
She didn't deserve it. Yeah.
But there's all these other people that it's like, yeah.
Other people deserve to get glassed. Yeah.
Glass their pianos.
Yes. This is messy, but things can always get messier. After another uncomfortable, unscheduled meeting with Hee-Eun, making a weird fucking request about, like, in 2 weeks, you should hang out with me because I'm gonna be in a bad mood. And Seo's like,
no.
Cool, please don't come to my office anymore. And I will say, this was a cool moment because Seo did put a boundary down and she said, the next time you need to talk to me about something, do not come to my office. I will help you out in this 2 weeks for whatever it is that you need. But in return, quid pro quo, do not come to my office anymore unscheduled. If you need to talk to me, text me. I want to see your face.
Yeah.
And Hee-Eun agrees to it, but she's just like, oh, she's being so silly. And I'm like, I think she wants you to die. But okay.
Like, yeah, like, again, I'm saying it again. Sometimes when I'm in a book, I just want them to kill them. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so stupid because it's like, you're not real. Do a cry.
Right. But Professor Seo falls asleep in her office, which fully supports Mr. Hong's concerns that continuing to deal with Hee-Eun in silence is ruining Seo's mental and physical health.
Yeah, no shit.
So he's always telling her, you should unload a little more. Maybe go do this. Maybe try to do this. So he's trying to come up with ideas for her while also knowing it is a sticky situation because he also understands who the parents are in this situation too, right? God. So he's working his ass off. He can only do so much. Seo has another memory dream of Yeon-hee. They're at school and Seo is watching her play the piano and she's like... This piano also belongs to Seo, which we'll find out later, which is a crazy thing because they're at school, but whatever. Mm-hmm. You'll figure it out. But so, Yeon-hee's playing something on the piano, and Seo's like, hey, you messed up that part again. Yeon-hee's like, well, you want to bet that I'll get it right next time? And Seo's like, sure, fine, whatever. And then she plays it again, plays it perfectly. And Seo's like, is very soft at that moment. She's like, cool, so what's your wish? And then upon playing this piece perfectly, Yeon-hee declares that she won, hugging Seo around the middle. As Yeon-hee tells her wish, the dream shifts from black and white into full color, and with it, Yeon-hee shifts into Yeonju, begging the professor to accept her and not push her away.
God.
So now this is a weirder situation, because what does this mean? If you've got your Yuri brain on, you know where this is going.
Yeah.
But I also get how for Seo, this just feels distressing. Like, what do I do?
Can I just say, I mentally prepared myself thinking, I'm going to have issues that a teacher and student are dating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does happen in the real world, especially in college. You can definitely accidentally date a younger college professor and then whoops, he's your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
It happens more than you think.
Sure.
And there are people who it's like, cool, I took a class with them. I stayed close with that teacher. I dated them after. Like, that shit happens way more than you think all the time. But I did come into this being like, oh, great, a freshman and her college professor. I was expecting to have way more problems.
Sure. I
am begging. Let that be the problem. Let it be, I'm uncomfortable that a teacher and student are together. This mess is fucked up. This is crazy.
It manages to teach you, maybe let the teacher and student fuck a little.
I'll take it. I'll take it over this fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool, my stepmom is the mom of the girl who's, like, raping me and blackmailing me and also harming other people. Like, straight up harmed a girl with glass. Like, it's insane. Mm-hmm. This girl's life is a mess. And then there's the main character who's like, tee-hee, I don't know anything yet.
But it's coming.
It's coming. She's gonna know soon.
You see the monster coming and she doesn't. And you're like, please turn around.
Yeah, she's the swimmer and there's a shark in the water and you're like screaming, shark, shark. And she's like, oh, look, a little blue tang. Oh, Dory, hi. You know, she's having a good old time. Mm-hmm. And there's a fucking shark. It's like, girl, you're on your period. Get out of the water.
Yeah.
Anything. No,
yeah.
I honestly... I really thought I was gonna get another teacher and student romance, and I don't really support that. I thought I was gonna whine about that. Holy shit, this story is just in places.
There's so many other things to whine about. Yeah. So, the professor wakes up from the stream, and she's like, what? This shit's crazy. Okay. So, she does pack up her shit, because she realizes it's like 10 p.m., and she should have been gone a while ago. So, she packs up her shit, goes to her car to contemplate her fucked up life, and then she says goodbye to Mr. Hong, who is also on his way out at that point, because it's way too late for him to be there. I think the practice room's closed at like 9:30, and it's 10. He should be out too. Even later that night, on her way out of the practice room, Yeonju notices a canned drink waiting for her at the door. She thinks of how sweet it was of Mr. Hong to leave her something like that while she sits and waits for the bus. Meanwhile, Professor Seo finally pulls out of the parking garage and goes home. So Mr. Hong went home, Professor Seo is still in her car waiting, and then Yeonju gets a canned drink left for her.
Oh, so Seo did it.
Mm-hmm. And this doesn't get confirmed by Yeonju or with Mr. Hong for a while. Mr. Hong has to figure this out later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I think Yeonju like thanks him about it. Like, oh, thanks for you've always letting me blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
because like it probably sucks crushing this girl. Like
Yeah.
it is for her safety. I can't imagine you feel good about it, especially if she has real talent.
Right, but this is also one of those things. Like, in the same way that the professor setting a boundary and being like, you have to set this boundary in exchange for what I'm doing for you, she usually doesn't do this. And so she set a boundary today, and then she also essentially broke a rule because she initiated kind of contact with Yeonju by leaving her something.
Okay, so maybe this is also good for the teacher.
Yes, it's those first little tidbits of like, this is the most proactive she's been probably in like a year or so.
Right.
So she's finally making some strides forward. And so for everything that you're like, you're getting all the psychic damage, you're getting all this information about her. And even I think the dreams that she's having, it's kind of propelling her forward to maybe feel bad, but to also be like, well, I'm not going to let this happen to another person. I'm putting my foot down in a way that I don't think she's felt like she could put her foot down in like years kind of thing. So there is some progress. I could go on longer, but this is already a long time. So I'm going to cut this here because this is... are we 2 hours in almost?
Damn.
We're 2 hours in on the recording. This will probably be shorter for y'all because I'm gonna cut it down. But this is too fucking long. So I do want to loosely drop one piece of lore to bring y'all some peace before we go on.
Before she cuts you and you hurry to read this story.
Yeah, Yeji does not go through taking Yeonju's spot.
Oh, that's nice.
So she also needs to do well at the concourse to be accepted as a professor student. Like, they have to prove that she's better. And so she fucks up her performance on purpose. Like, last minute, she's like, no, I'm not going to do this. She talked to Changmin about it because she told him, like, hey, this is going on, and I think I'm being manipulated, but I really want this, but I feel really bad. And Changmin's like, just talk to Yeonju. And she's like, no, I don't want to hurt her fucking feelings. She's such an awesome person. I'm the douchebag here. And she essentially realizes, this friendship is more important to me. And I don't like the person I'm becoming by trying to go for this. Mm-hmm. It's not worth it. And so it's this really cool moment where she fucks it up, and Changmin is sitting in the audience, and he smiles because he's like, that's the Yeji I know.
That's nice.
And so...
does she, like, still get to have an advisor?
Yeah, they still keep an advisor. She's not going to lose an advisor.
Okay.
But she was trying to make a move, and so the move gets canceled over it. And I'm just, like, so proud of her because this was a wonky situation. Yeah. And it's hard because you just want stuff sometimes, dude. And it's an understandable want that she had. So for her choosing her morals and her integrity over what she wanted, I thought, like, this is a cool person. And this is why I think she's best girl.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. And again, when you're in competition for, like, a teacher, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Like, you definitely should have a conversation with the person about it, because she should have. Because, like, I honestly think the only thing that's not above board is that you didn't talk to your friend about it.
Right, and that does become a little bit of a problem later, but again... Yeji just, like, if she just decides, like, I need to be honest with her. I need to start being honest with her and be honest with her all the time because she's too important to me to lose over fucking piano. Because maybe, who knows what we'll be in 4 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll have this girl, and this girl will have my back, kind of thing. And then also, it then has the added benefit of pissing Hee-Eun off. like really
Good.
badly, because she's like, that stupid bitch of a girl, how did she not go through with this? I laid it out for coward, idiot, moron. Like, she's livid.
Get wrecked, bitch.
She is livid, so her plan starts to fall apart. And that's, I'll get into more of this, but that is one of the things I think makes this comic cool, is you have somebody who thinks that she's this super genius, and people flex on her all the time. So I would say the roughest parts of the comic are the first like 10, 15 chapters. And then you just start seeing people flex on Hee-Eun, like left and right, and be like, no, fuck you. I don't believe this. I'm not going to do this. And even when things start to get a little bit bad for Yeonju, there are still people that are like, no, I'm not going to let you have a bad time with this. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to try and help you out and stuff like that. Or when things are going bad, something else is going better. So there is balance to this, but you really do have to get past the first bit that's setting you up and explaining how we got here for the most part. And there's one other flashback that's rough, but it gives you that last detail that we're missing and that we're asking questions about for a long time. So let's get to the characters real fast, and then I'll try to speed through the rest. I'm so sorry this is taking forever.
Well, like, I had a revelation while you're telling me about it. So, like, I went on a tear talking about, like, the triggers in this comic. Yeah. So, like, part of that is my bad.
No, it's fine. There's this is a really long script, too. It's a 6,600 word script. So I normally don't write this long either. There's just a lot to cover. This is like payback when there's just a lot to cover. And it's not 150 chapters or something, but it's just enough.
Like, honestly, I feel like I'm listening to a serial killer podcast a little bit. Because, like, I don't know if Hee-Eun has killed anyone, but she is very intense and probably could kill someone. Like, I just feel like I'm deep diving and listening to, like, this is how this murderer killed someone. This is all the prep they did.
Let's talk about the collegiate pianist murders.
Yeah. It feels like that.
The perpetrator, Hee-Eun, was 23 years old at the time of the attack.
Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like.
Yeah. Well, let me do the characters real quick, and then we'll keep going.
Sure.
Heo Yeonju is our optimistic and good-natured main character. Her main characteristics are being nice, friendly, and surprisingly determined.
Run, bitch.
She's got a good head on her shoulders and generally believes the best about people, giving her a calm sort of atmosphere. She's not a pushover, however, and will put down boundaries when she needs to. She's got a weird 2 degrees of separation thing going on with Professor Seo that eventually becomes really important to their relationship and to her life in general. Professor Seo Jin is our female lead and in an extremely stressful situation. She's serious and very dedicated to her craft and genuinely enjoys passing on her knowledge to others. She's seen as curt and unforgiving, but so much of that has to do with who she's teaching. If you know, you know.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
She carries a lot of regret, in part due to grief, and the rest due to everything else. She's ultimately a very fearful person, but quite resilient too. She's got an ex-girlfriend for reasons unknown, and is more smitten with Yeonju than she's comfortable with. Because this point when she gives her the drink, you find out later that she may have already been crushing then, and was like, don't catch me, gay thoughts, because she confirms that she was, like, into Yeonju, like, way sooner than you think in the comic. Like, a crazy amount of time early, and I'm like, that's cool, actually.
Like, she felt like an immediate attraction. I bet that terrified her.
That's what a lot of her shock face, I believe, was when she saw Yeonju. Is that it's like, she looks familiar, there's a girl here, and there shouldn't be a girl here. Yeah. And then also, what is this Doki in my heart? All at the same time. Hit her like a Mack truck.
Because of, like, honestly, like, I don't know what's going on in this comic, but, like, I keep hearing ex-girlfriend, and I'm like, Hee-Eun did something to her sister. I don't know what, but now she and the teacher aren't in a relationship anymore, and, like, if it's death, that's fucking crazy, but if it's just, like, I harmed her irrevocably, and y'all now can't be together, Jesus Christ, it's bad either way. Like,
it's all bad.
Like, this is crazy.
It's definitely bad. Speaking of crazy, Park Hee-Eun is our female villain, I guess? I don't know. She sucks. She appears to be a princessy, kind, rich upperclassman type, but her true self is incredibly twisted. Whatever reason she has for acting the way she does, they are dumber and baser than you think. She tries and often succeeds at being a master manipulator, and while she does form some attachments, she's known to dissolve them immediately if they no longer benefit her. Probably actually a real-life sociopath, she is in love with the professor, she thinks, but really just needs to be pushed into traffic.
Sounds like it.
We have Woo Yeji. She is Best Girl and Yeonju's good friend. She's spunky, silly, and loves to bicker, but is 100% a ride or die. She has a strong moral compass and would probably kill a man for her friends. She's not overly nosy, but will absolutely let you know that she sees you hurting and that she's there for you. She's childhood besties with Changmin and is quickly becoming Yeonju's bestie too. Jung Changmin is Yeji's bestie and another good friend to Yeonju. He's quieter and more measured, but is just as supportive of his friends. He tends to be the voice of reason / devil's advocate in his friend groups. He seems also like he's half checked out because they'll often be like, oh, class, I guess I'll go, or can I skip this, blah, blah, blah. But he really is always paying attention and is committed to his friends and his classes. Because he had to be a very good piano player himself to come here, but he seems like he's not as clued in as the girls, but he's still doing well for himself too. Hong Moon-sik is the TA for the piano department. He's good-natured and very helpful to the students. He's a bit scatterbrained due to being every professor's bitch, and also because of all of Seo's mess. He regularly reaches out to Yeonju to help her and develops a soft spot for her during the comic. And they are also still friends at the end. There's that's the little tidbit I'll give you, is at the end they're still friends.
They're all still friends.
Yeah. He's a much-needed friend to Professor Seo, and they do gay hangs together sometimes.
Okay, so Hong's gay?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's just a fun tidbit. It does not progress the story at all, but it's very sweet. And
it's just very nice because it's very true. Gay people have gay friends.
Yeah, and I'll get into more of this in a second, but it is one of the things that I like about this comic is you get these little nice places to rest when things are going crazy, and finding out about Hong's, like, his sexuality and orientation, and like that he has like somebody that's close to him and boyfriend and stuff like that. That's like a very sweet spot to stop at. 'Cause it's like, oh, somebody's having an okay time somewhere.
It's a nice rest, especially like Professor Seo. Jesus Christ! Like, her life is a horror show.
Yeah, and that's what I mean too. Like the whole thing with Yeji was like a nice rest as well. That she's like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I love my friends. So you get these points, but okay. And then we have Park Yeon-hee. Is Hee-Eun's older sister, who's mysteriously only seen through flashbacks. You're not sure what happened to her, but it probably wasn't awesome. She's also Seo's ex-lover and Yeonju's ex-piano teacher. She left a huge impact on both of them and is a catalyst for their love story.
Cool.
And then the parents are only relevant initially because they're Hee-Eun's main enablers.
Fuck them.
And they also suck, and they play a huge part in Seo's continued victimization and mental paralysis. And then there's another character that I wish I could introduce. Excuse me, there's two more characters I wish I could introduce. I wish I could talk more about Piano Glass Hands Girl. Yeah, but she comes later. And then there's another character that's part of Seo's life that is also another support. So you also feel better later because you meet this woman. You're like, okay, Seo does have like another friend.
Seo has some more support. Mm-hmm. Because you just want Seo to have some kind of support.
And she is awesome because messes with Hee-Eun a lot. And I'm so thankful for her.
Thank God.
So I wish I could tell you more, but just know there's some other characters that are also important to this that, you'll meet like chapter 50 or something like that. So that's that. Mm-hmm. So as far as this comic goes, I have skipped it multiple times. I've seen the cover and been like, no, I don't have time today. And so because I've been recovering from surgery, I have time today. I have a lot of time. But I still did not expect to enjoy Serenade at all. The art style is really not to my taste, and there's already a lot of super dramatic toxic lesbian stories out there, and it can get frustrating following a character who falsely believes they have no power, and yet here I am, yapping about it.
Because you liked it in the end.
Oops, I got sucked in. Just to get out of the way, I still don't love the art style. It's not just to my taste, and I specifically don't love how the professor looks. We've talked about this to death already. But what's much more important than aesthetics is the visual language. Successful comicking involves communicating via a unique combo of drawings and text. That is its visual language. And in doing so, the drawings can be as ugly as they want to be, because if you can tell what the author was trying to get across, then they succeeded in communicating with you, and this is a comic that yaps and you listen. Mm-hmm. I understand that Seo's supposed to be hot, even if you don't care for her character design. It's shown by how everyone perceives her, so I do get it. Mm-hmm. Everyone else is swooning, I understand. Hee-Eun looks appropriately crazy when she needs to, and princessy at other times. That's crazy that the author's able to do that. I think she's very good at doing that dichotomy.
No, because like when Hee-Eun's not making her little crazy face, I'm just like, oh, pretty little princess girl.
Exactly.
Horrifying.
And then the author nails Yeonju's "I'm sad, but I'm still gonna do something about it" expressions super fucking well. The art is just not to my taste. That's it. But the comic itself is extremely well placed, and the paneling does a lot of heavy lifting with reference to setting the mood and creating suspense. We've said that manga tends to look cinematic more so than manga does, and there are scenes in here that feel like they're straight out of a movie. The author was really cooking with this one, and it shows. And also, she seems to really like female bodies, because in like nude and sex scenes, the bodies all have a good weight to them and fold in ways that say, I find this specific part of the body sexy, so I drew it.
Hell yeah.
Because we do get some sex scenes between the professor and between the professor and Yeon-hee and the professor and Yeonju. So we do get to see some of that.
Cool.
As a solve for everything else.
Yeah, because like that is important to whole chat. I need to know if there's hole in it.
There is hole in it, and honestly, it's Yeonju's first time having sex. She's never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend before.
Okay.
So it's like a big deal, and it's very sweet.
That's nice.
It's like sweet and a little bit embarrassing, but it's like because your first time's embarrassing kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's a nice, good thing.
And it's like drawn passionately. It's very beautiful. I'll have to show you later because I really liked the sex scenes between those two. And there's also, you do see the ones with, Yeon-hee as well. And they're not as explicit, but you can see them like being very comfortable with each other, knowing each other's bodies, and that's pretty cool. So just the visual language in this comic is outstanding.
Nice.
Perfect, no notes. I think she did a lot of good work. As far as the drama, yeah, there's a lot of it. Things are bad, man. Though the story manages not to be incredibly bleak. Like, for as much as the past is bleak, the story itself does not stay in that zone of like, oh shit, things are bad.
It's kind of like, hey, welcome to the jungle. It's terrible right now, but we're about to get ourselves out.
Right.
Because, like, I do like that when you like, in a mystery or you start off in a bad place and you're like, let's fight our way out of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, for every insane thing Hee-Eun does, there's always some sort of buffer or a kink in her plan. Yeji is a really good example, and that Little Miss Psycho wanted to use her to remove Yeonju from competition and crush her spirit for daring to monopolize Seo's time. And Yeji says, no, that's not the sort of person I want to be, and I'm not going to betray a friend when I can be successful on my own. It's an important developmental moment for Yeji, but also, more importantly, a big fuck you to Hee-Eun. And that kind of stuff keeps happening, not just from people new to the situation, like Yeonju and friends, but also to those in the middle of it. As much as Seo seems resigned to her fate, she fights back in small ways all the time and progresses to bolder and bolder steps as the story continues. And Mr. Hong also ups his involvement, protecting students and the professor while hiding the fact that he knows anything from Hee-Eun. Mm-hmm. So where we're at, they are just now starting to make those big moves, but they are starting to make moves, you know?
I mean, that's the whole point of a story. You got to start somewhere.
Right. And all this action helps establish that you're essentially witnessing the end of an empire. An empire in which Hee-Eun is the infallible holy leader who must be worshipped at all times. Like, this is basically Seo's French Revolution. The successful French Revolution, not the, like, start one, the one that they actually did the thing on.
This is the French Revolution that they glorify in certain shows. And like, see, everything's better now. It's that version.
Yeah, but like they're actively making their steps to know we're gonna be done with this.
Yeah.
And I found this part so interesting that we're seeing the end of somebody's story and the beginning of a new one. Because that's technically what's happening a lot of the time. But this one just felt like you could see it happening in real time.
I think that's a cool way to start. It's also, like, for as messy and intense as this is, it's nice we're at the end.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice that we're at the end of this woman's 10-year misery.
Yeah, because it's 10 years of misery, and then year 11 is different. Hits
Yeah,
way
year
different.
11, she's like, fuck it, I'm a new woman, and I'm not taking this shit no more, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that.
Exactly.
Like, that's actually, like, if more Toxic Yuri was like that, I think I'd be down. Because the problem I have with Toxic Yuri is, like, basically you take two sweet girls and you make it toxic.
Right.
And then you live there.
The other comic that I can think that's like this, but way turned down. Way turned down. The drama is way less intense. Is What Does the Fox Say? Yeah. That was a similar thing where they had all this years of
it's very similar.
baggage.
It's
and
very
then
similar.
in like a year we switch it around. That feels better than we're still doing it, you know?
Yeah. That feels better than we're still here.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say, Yeonju is also a real one in this manhwa. She seems to run on endless positivity and giving people the benefit of the doubt, and acknowledges herself that she can be naive. But she's never annoying or tone deaf. She'll be the one to endlessly cheer you on when you're struggling, but she can also read the room and knows when you just need to vent over a couple of beers. She does get discouraged, but allows herself to process those feelings while still aiming to keep going. This makes her come off as a strong and resilient and honestly pretty fucking brave. It's a nuanced take on what can easily be a bland one-note character.
Yeah, because, like, the chipper-go-lucky character, I don't mind them, but...
They're pretty flat.
But they're pretty flat. Honestly, like, I'm kind of interested in this one because, like, she truthfully sounds nice. Because there's plenty of people in stories that people are trying to tell you they're nice, but they're, like, cool. They're being polite, but they're not being nice.
Yes, because Yeonju does not believe rumors unless there's some credence to them. And even then, she's like, I should try and figure this out for myself because people get stuff said about them all the time. That's not fair.
Yeah. And that's a very nice integrity to say you have. And then she's actively doing it, which that's nice. That's great.
Can take effort and can be hard. She makes a really strong connection later on in the comic because she also refuses to listen to rumors. But the thing, okay, yeah, I'll just continue here. But like, she doesn't listen to rumors, and then she also has a lot of respect for others and a surprising amount of self-respect, which makes how she tackles her relationship with the professor really interesting.
Yeah, her challenging her that and being like, hey, no, you're gonna take me as a student because I'm gonna win this.
Because you need to be honest with me.
That's
like,
very
because I don't
cool.
feel like you're being honest. Like, we're gonna do this. And so she does run away from her gay thoughts because Seo already has a lot of shit going on, and she feels that her feelings might actually be a burden, which is super fair. Like, this is one of the few cases where it's fair because she does have a lot going on.
There's so much fucking going on.
But when the professor gives the go-ahead and they do start a relationship, she works to formulate and maintain boundaries when necessary. Like, she has no dating experience, so she's really working at a disadvantage, but she won't let fights fester and refuses to give in to dishonesty. She's just pretty fucking cool and plays a huge part in helping Seo get her shit together.
That's nice.
Because she's the one saying, like, I don't care what happens, I'm all in, I'm gonna, we're gonna do this together, I'm not gonna leave you alone kind of thing, I'm gonna support you, but I'm also gonna face things head first, because what's crazy to me is she's not afraid of Hee-Eun.
Like, that, like, dude.
Crazy.
Also,
like, even when she finds out what's going on, she's not afraid of her.
Like, that's impressive. Like, when you know what's going on, great. I find it impressive that you are missing out on our crazy faces, but I've sat here thinking about it, and I'm like, you said they had a relationship since, like, probably middle school?
A strong history together.
A strong history, so, yeah, like, and if it only ever comes up around this fucking professor, yeah, that's why she never saw it. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. She's just kind of being like, well, that can't be that. It's like, you think it's maybe a yellow flag, but it's not.
Like, her not noticing because they've been friends for a while, you sometimes miss the worst part about people you care about. It's also
very common to happen between teenage and young adult age. Because I'll have to tell you something later where that somebody becomes a giant dick in their adult age, but they seemed okay as teenagers, because when you are actually on your own, being a full-ass adult, things that seemed like minor annoyances can actually be huge problems in the adult world. And so this is why I'm like, I get why she didn't notice, but I wish she did.
No, like, I feel like we've all met someone like that. Like, without naming names, I know a teen who, like, he was kind of pining for someone for a while. And I was like, that's fine. And then it just kind of continued and continued. And then it was like, oh, no, you're a creep.
Exactly.
And so, like, but like I hadn't known him long, but I knew him long enough to be like, you're a good guy. I like your taste in art.
Mm-hmm.
We're good friends. We both like movies in a very passionate way.
Mm-hmm.
But his obsession with this one girl who had a boyfriend
was gross.
It was very gross, and I very much was like, yeah, I gotta cut myself off from this guy.
Yeah, is that level of pining can be kind of cute and harmless in high school, but as an adult, it carries different connotations, and you should be able to start working through those feelings as an adult instead of being like, well, it's their responsibility how I feel about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very very messy, but yeah, I think everyone's gonna unfortunately have that person that they realize in their adult life. And
sucks.
Sometimes it's not that they did anything bad. Sometimes they're going through so much you can't help.
Mm-hmm. That too.
And like that's an exhausting thing to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't blame yourself if you have to cut off that relationship.
Yeah.
But like it can happen where you're just like, wow, this person's great, but they're going through so much, and I don't have any more spoons to help.
Yeah. Yeah. But I this is also why I think Yeonju is cool and why I'm supportive of her, because she is really trying her best, like earnestly, honestly. She really is the person that she looks like she is. Whatever it says on the tin, that's actually what's in there, right? And then she does really help Seo navigate through whatever the fuck this mess of her life is, right? And gives her confidence, and not in like a, oh, I have a girlfriend so now that I have confidence way, but in a, oh, this person really gives a shit about me. So even before they get together, Seo's starting to make better choices for herself, because she wants to get out of the situation. She finally feels like she has something to encourage her out of the situation. Mm-hmm. Even if they never got together, she was still going to make these choices, essentially, right? And so that's pretty cool. I like how they stage that. But also, I know that Seo seems like a failed adult on the surface. There's so many things where you're like, just do this. Just take care of this yourself. You're 32 years old. Because she's insanely successful, but also can't tell one 23-year-old to fuck off forever. But she really does have a lot going on. She serves as an example of what grief, neglect, and hyper-strict, performance-oriented parenting can do to a person. It can make you an adult that seems exceptional while your life is in shambles behind the scenes, and we know people like this.
Yeah, we know plenty of people who their controlling parents have made their like business life seem great, but their social life and their home life is kind of hellish.
We grew up with around a lot of like tiger mom kind of parenting. We have seen multiple people have little mental breakdowns.
I honestly want to say that's kind of a big attitude in our state, is the tiger mom a little bit.
But tiger mom has become very popular even for non-Asian parents in our state. I will say that, yeah.
Yeah, like it's very...
Yes.
It's surprisingly a problem.
And so that is what Seo was kind of dealing with. It's more specific, I think, than just that. But that's kind of what she was dealing with. And so she is this kind of like fucked up adult that can't really have agency for herself, but is like very, very successful. And I found it fascinating that the author went with stunted adult rather than what's more typical in a story like this. Like normally it's the older person who's somewhat depressed and has a savior complex with reference to their younger partner. And it's like, oh, I can't do this with you because I'm the adult and I need to be better. There's none of that kind of like melodrama, waxing pathetically kind of thing here.
Yeah, this is flipping the script on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, Seo's 30 plus, but because of her upbringing and the amount of dissociating she's done, she might as well be fresh out of high school. It's like her life like never really started.
And like, you could probably blame Hee-Eun and her parents for this.
Yeah, you can blame her family in general for being in this position, because she has experienced a lot. She did end up going abroad as well. And she's experienced all these things, but she's never... It's like her outer shell became 32, and her ability and her experiences of like doing piano stuff and being a teacher is 32, but so much of her inner self is still like kind of locked in the past.
Still kind of trapped in the 20s.
Very similar to the, well, you didn't come out until you were 30, so you kind of go through teenhood in a weird way again. Yeah. Same kind of idea. This also makes her a significantly more sympathetic character. As you learn more about her, you go from yelling at her to just pack her shit and go, to praying that Hee-Eun walks into traffic. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I did mention the Demi Lovato meme again, like, stay away from her, get a job. Like, Hee-Eun, you gotta get a job and go away.
Anything. Just die. Something.
Right. And it's not like Seo's a little ooh baby who can't do things for herself. She fully owns up to not taking responsibility for her own life because she is actually an adult. No matter how underserved she's been, she still recognizes that she has to take action and change things. And you're proud of her, while also feeling that life has been completely unfair and that she shouldn't have had to do this.
Yeah.
And that's what kept me locked in and reading the story more than anything. Watching someone truly discover their own power in a situation where they've been manipulated out of it really captivates. The unhinged things that Hee-Eun does to further diminish that power play a role too, but you really just want to see Seo make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, she's an adult, but you're just like, but you want her to make it as though she's a teen escaping home or something, you know?
Like, as though she's, like, that person who's like, oh my god, you're finally 18, run.
Exactly, yes. Like, you're finally 18 in every aspect of your life. Get the fuck out of here. And there is a love story in here. 2, technically, actually. And it's amazing for purely existing. You shouldn't date your professor, but I appreciate that both Seo and Yeonju desperately tried not to at first. I also appreciate that they fell in love anyway. Despite the ever-growing threat of Hee-Eun, the weird similarities between Yeonju and Yeonhee, their ages, everything, they still fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship gives you the vibe of a flower pushing through concrete. That beauty despite it all.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. A+.
Them smooching is also an act of bravery, considering, as always, Hee-Eun. They're canoodling with the knowledge that this girl would actually kill one or both of them.
Just... It's like she's a viper in a dress, man.
Yeah. I mean, yes. She's a wild animal. She's unhinged. She's untamed. She needs to be put down. The most surprising thing for me about their love story is that Seo didn't spend 16 years trying to figure out if she loved Yeonju as herself or as a replacement for Yeonhee. Homegirl spent like 10 minutes off screen and came to a decision before they started dating. She recognized that it was an important step in respecting Yeonju and Yeonhee's memory to get that shit figured out ASAP. That was so refreshing, but also allowed other heinous moments to shine on their own.
Nice.
Because there's so much bad shit happening, we don't need to add in, oh, well, I don't know if you're the girl that I loved before or if you're you. Glad we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Super glad we didn't do that.
No, because, like, I was wondering, because, like, you can feel it coming. Like, is this going to be a problem?
And then it's a nothing burger. And that was so sick.
That's honestly really nice.
It felt so good. And that's what really helped me enjoy this comic. Things are already bad for Seo at the start, and rather than create new, worse obstacles for her, the author practiced restraint. She focused instead on Seo and Yeonju's growth and their bright futures that they could have.
Nice.
And I will say, the only downside I have to this is that the ending is very fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's shorter than you want it to be. It ends kind of like how a movie would end. So I would say, if you look at this more like a movie, I don't think the ending's going to bother you that bad. I want it more because I have the expectation of getting extras and 15 epilogues, and that's what Manhwa's done to me. They do not give that, but that's because of the Lazen strike. So keep that in mind. But that's the only sour note I think I have for the rest of this, is the ending feels faster than I would like it to be. Still good ending, but I just wish it was a little bit more.
So if we had not had the strike, you think we would have had more?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I think she would have done an epilogue because so many other people did epilogues. It's weird that this one didn't have one. You know, it's just, yeah. I think she was contracted for more chapters, essentially, and I don't think she got to do it. But because the rest of the pacing in this is so good that I think there was something else, you know?
Yeah.
Serenade is a truly wild fucking ride. It's tense and intense and enraging and upsetting, but it's also surprisingly uplifting. In a story where things are, or could easily become, miserable, positive action prevails. It's a manhwa in which bravery, determination, and commitment to values is rewarded, whether it's achieving one's dreams or not getting murdered. Ultimately, it's a story that teaches you to please punish your kid a reasonable amount. Don't enable them. When they do bad things, please, I'm begging you, please punish them in a reasonable way. Thank you, God.
Oof.
So, if you want to have an intense, psychologically fucked, and surprisingly sweet time, Serenade is for you. You can read it in various places, because I fucked up. Just search Serenade manhwa and it'll show up, because, you know, My bad. Lazen dropped it.
Ah.
But it's out there. There's no books. Just look for it.
Whoops.
Yeah, sorry.
We really are trying to, like, get you stuff that you can find through proper means. Just because, like, we care about authors and
Yes.
and artists, and we want them to get their paper.
I want them to get supported. There's nothing we can do that. Well, you know what? Actually, wait. I'm sorry. There's something you can do about it. You could, because there are other manga providers, Tappy Tune has sometimes picked up old Lazen titles, and Tapas is also doing the same thing. Why don't you go send a little email to Tapas or Tappy Tune and say, hey, it'd be cool if you pick this up. Could you reach out to the author? Because she is still making work. So just letting you know, maybe we all do that together.
Yeah.
Whole chat, 2K26, we bother publishers to pick up things that have been dropped. If you're feeling especially nice about it, let's also get Baker on the First Floor back in circulation, okay? You know, there's some things we can do. But, that being said, this comic contains violence, blood, murder, attempted murder, self-harm, manipulation, antisocial personality disorder, dubious consent, dubious your consent, rape, coercion, parents who won't parent their damned kids, neglect, emotional abuse, homophobia, sabotage, sexual harassment, stabbings, and embezzlement.
Mm-hmm.
So everything. If you can think about it, it's in here.
Yay.
So, what is your whole rating?
All right. I think I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This really goes some places.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, I am honestly sick of Toxic Yuri, but if you give me a Toxic Yuri like this, damn. Because, like, the main ship's not even going to be toxic, I'm sure. Mm-mm. But it's just, like, there's all this, like, but there's still a toxic lesbian in the mix. Like, nice. I personally want to see someone pull themselves away from toxicity and get in a good relationship. So that's great. It's definitely also, like, a comic that, like, I have a feeling hearing it is way worse than reading it.
I think so.
Because as you're telling me the story, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, it sounds atrocious, but it still sounds like something I want to read. But because I have some kind of, like, icky feelings about it, I think I'm going to put it at a 9 out of 10. Because I still think I want to read this one. Like, again, like, I've been warned about what was in it. I was prepared. I'm very curious. This is very much like, wow, I'm into this. And then, like, it doesn't do what I don't like, which is glorify the rape. We're not going to make it, like, this cool thing. That's great.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to talk about something to me that is, like, gut-wrenching, wrench my guts. Like, I don't want it done in the horny way. I want it done in the painful way. I want to feel something.
Yeah.
But so, like, yeah, I definitely do want to read this. It feels like a mystery romance novel a little bit. It's fascinating. It's just, like, it's got good twists and turns in it. I really like it. But, like, again, it does make me feel icky. So yeah. I'm just going to say 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I totally get where you're coming from. I got sucked into this, to be perfectly honest. I did not think, like I said, I didn't think I was going to like this. But it just goes far.
Pulling the curtain back, when she started reading this comic, I didn't think she would like it either. Because I swear for a few days, like every few minutes, she was like, God, I hate this art. God, I hate this comic. Why is she acting this way? And then the first twist happened and she lost her shit.
Yeah, because I can only suspend disbelief so far. If you're a grown person and you have abilities and you're like, well, I couldn't possibly do very simple thing, and there's no disability or anything else holding you back that's like an obvious thing, I'm like, you just leave. Jesus Christ. I know things can be difficult for people, but especially in a story, they'll set you up with this person's amazing and can do anything, and they don't do the thing, and I'm like, cool, I don't believe this. You're 27. Just leave. And so I appreciated that this one gave me all the reasons I needed to be like, you know what? I get why the professor didn't do anything. Shit's fucked, yo. Okay.
Yeah, like, I appreciate that there's a shit is fucked answer for why this, like, 30-plus-year-old woman cannot, like, get her head above water. Mm-hmm. Like, I just, like, I want it to make sense.
You want to be convinced.
Yeah, I don't want it to be, like, everything's fine and I'm rich and everything's going great, but for some reason this bully is still bullying me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of want to hear that you're making some effort to stop it. Like, if you're rich and you have this other stuff, like, I don't know, figure it out.
Yeah.
Or if, like, you're just an adult, because, like, again, there are ways to walk out of a situation, ways to get away. Like, you got a shitty job where your boss is being mean to you, start looking for a new job and then quit. And if you can afford to quit early, quit early.
Exactly. Yeah. So, cool. Well, if you want more from Keum Kyesoo, you can find her on Twitter at glaurel98, which is a crazy name, and I wonder how she got that. But that's capital G _ LAUREL, the number 9 and the number 3. She has one other comic written and drawn by her called Her Parrot, but it's untranslated. It is also a straight story, and I believe it's a love triangle. But if that's your thing, you know, you can try and look that up. I don't think any Scanliners have picked it up, though. She's also the artist for It's Annoying Because My Childhood Friend is an Archmage, which is also not officially translated, and also apparently very annoying, as the title says. The art is fire, though, and her art improved a lot, so if you just want to take a look at her artistic journey, look at that. Which is so crazy, because for that last story being not that good, it's like you're wasting her talent. She's so good.
Yeah, I took a peek at the art, because again, like, Chuck has been showing me pieces of art from this, because she lost her mind over this comic in a bad way and then a good way. And so then I went and looked her up currently, because I was like, I want to see where her art's at now. It's pretty interesting. It's fascinating to see how she grew into what she does now.
Mm-hmm. Want more Hole? You can find us on our socials, Tumblr and Bluesky, at Hole-Chat. Or you can email us if you have something really juicy to share. Or cat pics. Just hit us up at hole.chat.69@gmail.com. If you like this episode, let us know. You should always let us know, and we'll be super stoked about it. And you might also get a response from me. But likes, shares, repost, reblogs, all that stuff really helps us out. Especially if you're listening on YouTube. If you like one of the videos, it gets sent out to more people, so other people can join in the holing, kind of like, you know, or organically. So keep that in mind. As always, we encourage you to tell your friends, tell your dad, just spread the good word of Hole, and Hole-related blessings will come back to you. That is all we have for this week. Next week will be the end of Yuri month. We're doing something much softer that time. But yeah, we'll see you then. Thanks for listening, and tighten up.
Tighten up.